Welcome back to Home Makeovers. Ted and Jess have given up trying to install the bathroom and have moved on to painting. It doesn't really matter, the results will be the same.
Be careful, honey bun. We have to give these clothes back at the end of the shoot.
Oopsie daisy. Sorry, darling.
After they fail at painting, we'll spend the next 17 episodes showing you how to clean your ducks.
Off. Briley Knight, the DH, bats second. Chandler Anderson in center field will bat third. Austin Feist in right field bats fourth. Cody Hawkin, the left fielder, bats fifth. Zach Taylor at first base moves from behind the plate to first base for game 2 tonight. He bats sixth. Bo Phillip, the shortstop, is seventh. Cole Hamilton, the catcher, batting eighth. And Brandon Beck, the third baseman, rounds out the order, batting ninth. On the hill for the HarbourCats tonight is the 6'3", 185-pound right-hander out of Ferndale, Washington, and Yakima Valley College. It's Mason Shaw, who has pitched very well of late for the HarbourCats. He comes in 2-1 with a 3.17 ERA, 15 hits and 10 walks allowed, with 15 strikeouts in 17 innings of work for him. He makes his 6th appearance and his 5th start of the summer for the HarbourCats, and he's coming off of 3 consecutive scoreless outings. His last one was in the road trip down to Cowlitz, where the HarbourCats got him some work with the All-Star break wedged in between. They were able to get him an inning, and he did not allow a base runner in that frame. And each of the past 2 starts for Shaw as he fires across strike one here to Chad Stevens to get this ball game here tonight underway. But the past 2 starts before that appearance in Cowlitz, both scoreless ones, went 5 innings. Did not allow a run in either of his last 2 starts against Bend, a 6-3 win for the HarbourCats, and against Bellingham, a 3-2 win. And Shaw picked up the win in both of those starts. So they'd love to get him through another 5 scoreless or perhaps more tonight here in game 2 against the Knights. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch misses down and away to Stevens. 1-2 now as the Knights will come up to hit here in the top of the first inning wearing their alternate road black uniforms. So a black versus red matchup tonight on the diamond as Shaw misses once again. Another relatively easy take for Stevens. It's 2-2. Stevens last night went 1 for 4 with a run scored, also atop the order for the Knights and getting the start at second base. This one is grounded to short. Dustin Demeter has it kick off his glove, and Stevens now is going to take a wide turn around first, but he'll stay put. That one might be ruled an error. It was a pretty hard hit ball to short, but a play that I think Demeter would have expected to make. So Stevens is aboard here to start the ball game for the Knights as they look for some early offense. Corvallis did not score a run until the 6th inning of last night's game, when Chandler Anderson singled in Stevens for the opening run for the Knights to tie that game up at 1-1. One misses up high on a fastball from Mason Shaw. Showing bunt was Briley Knight, the DH, who moves up from the 8th spot in the order last night to the 2 spot after a good game for Knight last night. Didn't have a hit. He was 0 for 2, but he did have a couple of walks and 2 quality at-bats that resulted in outs. One of them was a well-hit fly ball to right that was run down in right by Malinchuk. Mike Malinchuk, the starting right fielder for the HarbourCats in yesterday's game. Count is 2-0 here on Knight as he may be looking to bunt. This time he takes a strike. Was not showing bunt at all in that last pitch. Ryan Ober getting the start at third base on the first pitch of the at-bat. He was well in on the grass right now, just on the dirt, but right above the lip of the grass. Here's a throw down to second, and this one skips away into center field. Stevens will move up now to third base on what should be a stolen base and an error. That one, the first ball hit to Demeter, by the way, was ruled a hit, not an error. This one is going to be a throwing error on Hayden Jayco, the catcher. That first one, the single for Stevens, was a 50-50 play. Dustin Demeter got the benefit of the doubt. Usually a very dependable defensive shortstop for the HarbourCats. That one misses in tight on Briley Knight. It's full 3-2. So again, the Knights, having struggled to get on the board last night, not until the 6th inning, have a golden opportunity to get on the board right away here in the top of the first, as the 3-2 to Knight is on the way. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Big punch out for Mason Shaw here to start the first inning for him, get his first out. He's looking for one more of those now, with Chandler Anderson stepping in. And Chad Stevens still over there 90 feet away at third base. Anderson also went 1 for 4. He hit in the 2 spot last night, moves down 1 spot to the 3 hole here tonight. Takes a breaking ball down low, and it's a ball and no strikes. Anderson went 1 for 4 with the RBI single to get the scoring started for the Knights. They added 2 more in the 9th, as we mentioned in the open, to take a 3-1 lead. HarbourCats came close to clawing back in the bottom half, but could not do it, as this one's flown into center field. Nick Playa drifts over and makes the catch. This will be deep enough to score the game's first run, as Chad Stevens tags and scores from third. It's 1-0 Corvallis here in the first. So already the potential for a scoreless outing by the wayside for Mason Shaw, but you can't really fault him for the runner Stevens getting all the way over to third base on a play that was ruled a hit, but more of a 50-50 play to short on the first batter of the game, Stevens, that allowed him to reach base, and then the throw down to second that got away as Stevens was running. That allowed Stevens to advance to third, and Anderson able to knock him in with the sac fly. Count is 2-0 here to Austin Feist, the right fielder. Feist went 1 for 4 in yesterday's game, comes in now at 271. Also 4 homers and 21 RBIs for Feist on the campaign. There's a swinging strike 2 from Mason Shaw. Make that strike 1, 2-1 the count. Bases are now clear with 2 away here in the first inning, as Mason Shaw tries to limit the damage to just the 1 run. That one close, but missing down low. 3 balls and 1 strike. Good hitters count here for Feist, and the 3-1 pitch is on the way from Shaw. That's a strike right in at the knees on the inside corner. It's 3-2. Knights have made Mason Shaw work a little bit here in this first inning. This will be his 20th pitch of the inning, and it's a 3-2 offering to Austin Feist. This one a bouncing ball to short. Demeter with the scoop this time. The throw across in time, and that'll be the inning. So the Knights do strike first here in the top of inning number 1 with the Chandler Anderson sac fly. And it's 1-0 Corvallis, as the HarbourCats will come up to hit for their first time tonight, next on Go Live Broadcasts.
Beyond HarbourCats Helpline help stop the use of chewing tobacco. Say no to tobacco products. It's happening with the Colin Ferraro staff of the game brought by Colin Ferraro, Fisher County Community for HarbourCats. Today's stat is 9, that is the number of days left to get your Chilliwack HarbourCats tickets. The game on July 28th. You don't want to miss it. Day game here at the park, and then a night concert with Chilliwack and a few local bands. Tickets are available now. That is your Collins Ferraro staff of the game. And the game program. beers near the city concession versus a program for only $2. Fill out the form in the plate center ad on page 21 to be entered in the draw box and all the awesome prizes. So, of course, it's ID. Be sure to pick your away. You know, awesome playmates courtesy of the plate center. Program
Jason Leone, third base coach, Rich will come out and give me a dap before the first inning starts. Yeah, man, that's been happening most of the season. I enjoy it.
Leading off for your HarbourCats, the center fielder from Calabasas, number 23, Nick Playa.
Back here for the bottom of inning number 1 at Wilson's Group Stadium, and taking the hill for the Corvallis Knights tonight is the big righty from the University of Arizona, Cameron Haskell. He stands at 6'4", 200 pounds. He's a rising senior at Arizona. And he's a two-way player for the Knights. He has 63 at-bats as Playa shoots one into right field for a leadoff single on the first pitch that Haskell throws tonight. So Nick Playa continues to stay hot. He had a couple of hits, including a solo home run in last night's game. And he's been on a tear of late. He went Playa 4 for 10 in the HarbourCats last series down in Cowlitz, with 3 runs scored and 3 doubles in that series. And so once again, Playa is aboard here to set the table for A.J. Lewis, the right fielder. And the first pitch to Lewis is a little high from Haskell, and it's 1-0. Overall in the season, Haskell is 2-1 with a 6.31 ERA. He's allowed 25 hits and 5 walks with 20 strikeouts in 15 2/3 innings. There's a swinging strike one from Lewis, 1 ball, 1 strike. And as mentioned, Haskell has been a frequent hitter at the plate as well for the Knights this season. 63 at-bats for him. He's hitting .317 with 9 RBIs. But tonight he's on the hill. And the 1-1 pitch to Lewis is in for a strike, 1-2. Haskell in his last start was knocked around by the Yakima Valley Pippins, charged with 5 earned runs on 10 hits, but his start prior to that, back on July the 5th against Bellingham, was very good. He went 6 innings, got the win in that game, allowed a run on 2 hits and a walk with 4 strikeouts. So Haskell looking for a bounce back here tonight in Victoria as the throw over goes to first. Playa dives back in safely. Still 1-2 on A.J. Lewis, who comes in 4 for 15, limited at bats for him. The super utility man out of Missouri. He's gotten starts behind the plate. And tonight in right field for the HarbourCats. Also 3 RBIs for him at the plate. Runner goes for second. Here's the throw down, and it's not in time. Playa able to swipe second base as the pitch missed to A.J. Lewis outside. 2-2 the count, and now a runner in scoring position with nobody out, as the HarbourCats aim to get that opening run scored by the Knights in the top half of the inning. They're trying to get it right back here in the bottom half. Here's the look in from Haskell, and he's set for the 2-2. There's a swing and a miss, actually a foul tip held onto by the catcher Cole Hamilton, and that'll be a big strikeout for Haskell. It'll take another hit now in the inning for the HarbourCats to get something out of this first. Well, we have a moment, chance to look at the entire HarbourCats order tonight. Playa and Lewis, the first 2 hitters. Dustin Demeter will hit next here, the shortstop. Hunter Van saw the DH, bats in the cleanup spot. Blake Wagenseller, the left fielder, bats 5th. Ryan Ober at third base is 6th. Cade Brown, the first baseman, bats 7th. Hayden Jayco, the catcher, is 8th. And Rowdy Jordan at second will bat in the 9 spot. That one misses upstairs to Demeter. 1 ball and no strikes. We mentioned in the open that Demeter came in as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning of last night's game and hit a solo shot to bring the HarbourCats back to 3-2 down. Could not get that tying run in though, despite loading the bases in the 9th. So Demeter back in the lineup from the outset here tonight. 1-0 pitch is a big swing and a miss by Demeter, 1-1. That homer for Demeter was his 3rd of the season and his 15th RBI. He's also hitting .298. The rising junior from Hawaii. It's been a really steady bat in the lineup for the HarbourCats this season. 1-1 is popped up into shallow left field. Coming in from left is Cody Hawkin to make the catch for out number 2. So it'll be up to Hunter Vansaw, the DH from Mississippi State, to try to knock in Nick Playa from second base. Here with 2 gone now in the bottom of the 1st inning.
Now batting the designated hitter from Mississippi State, number 26, Hunter Vansaw.
Pretty decent lead off of second for Playa, as he will be trying to score on anything to the outfield here with 2 away in the inning. HarbourCats trying to erase the early 1-0 deficit as Vansaw takes one just missing, 1 ball and no strikes. Vansaw, a late arrival from Mississippi State, of course, with the Bulldogs going on a decent College World Series run, but he's 7 for 21, which is .333 on the campaign, 2 homers and 5 RBIs for him. So he is picked up right where he left off last summer when he left the HarbourCats, as he sends one into center field, and it'll fall in for a hit. Playa around third. The throw home is not in time. Now the throw goes to second, and Vansaw is safe. And we are all tied up at 1-1 here in the 1st. Hunter Vansaw comes through with the 2-out RBI single. I think it will be a base hit, and then advancing to second on the throw. Chandler Anderson elected to throw that one all the way home from center field, as opposed to trying to hit the cutoff man. And as a result, Vansaw able to take an extra 90 feet, and he's now in scoring position with 2 away for Blake Wagenseller. So it's now a new game, 1-1. Already some early runs on the board here in the 1st inning as Wagenseller comes up empty on the swing on that first pitch from Cam Haskell. Yesterday's game, we talked about it being a really playoff type atmosphere here at Wilson's Group Stadium. 3-2 final. It was 1-1 entering the 9th. Very well pitched game on both sides. And runs, even hits at a premium. This one could be a different one though, with already each team scraping a run across. Count is even 1-1 to Wagenseller. That last pitch from Haskell missed off the plate. Haskell now is set for the 1-1 pitch, and it's on the way. That one down low, 2 balls and a strike. Wagenseller coming into this game tonight, hitting just below the Mendoza line at 192, has a homer and 2 RBIs. And here is the 2-1 pitch. This one is rolled foul towards the Corvallis dugout. 2-2. Another great night to come out to the ballpark here in Victoria. This Wednesday, Thursday, Friday series, there will be a big crowd for sure tomorrow night on fireworks night. But still a good crowd on hand here for this Thursday night contest. And the 2-2 to Blake Wagenseller. That one a fastball up high, missing for 3-2. Middle infielders for the Knights don't seem overly concerned with Hunter Van Saw. He has a healthy lead off the bag at second here with 2 away, and the full count pitch to Wagenseller. This one popped foul and out of play. We'll do it again on 3-2.
Congratulations, Sam Ron. You want to give some important.
A run on 2 hits so far in the first inning for the HarbourCats. The Knights took advantage of the error by the catcher Hayden Jayco on the throw down to second in the first inning. They have their one run on 1 hit. And the 3-2 is stroked into right center field. This one will be flagged down into shallow right there by Chad Stevens. Nice play with his back to the infield. Takes a hit and an RBI away from Wagenseller and keeps us tied 1-1 as we head to the second on Go Live Broadcast.
Red, white, blue, on your marks, get set, go. Hey, you get him to make some noise for the cookies.
BCLC is proud to be a part of communities across BC. From entertainment and great prizes to jobs and support for the tourism industry, the benefits of our business are province-wide. Every year, our players generate more than $1 billion for the province of BC, which is used to support healthcare, education, and community groups. Together, we play it forward. BCLC is proud to be a part of communities.
Top of the second inning here at Wilson's Group Stadium, and Cody Hawkin will lead things off, the left fielder for the Knights. He started as the DH in Game 1 last night, but moves to left field here. Now he puts down a bunt. This is a pretty good one. Jayco throws to first, and just by a whisker, he got him. A little surprise attack there from Cody Hawkin, who does run pretty well. And he almost beat it out for a leadoff bunt base hit, but it was nicely fielded by Jayco there for out number 1. Well, coming up in the inning break between the top and bottom of the second inning, we'll show you the highlights, part 1 of the highlight pack of last night's game, the 3-2 victory for the Knights. Want to know the count here on Zach Taylor, the first baseman, as he took it just inside from Mason Shaw. Now the 1-0 pitch is popped foul by Taylor. HarbourCats got Shaw off the hook with that RBI single by Van Saw in the first, the bottom of it. Although that one run that Mason Shaw did allow was not earned in the top half of the first. 1-1. That one is just missing as well on a close pitch from Shaw. 2 balls and a strike. Taylor last night went 2 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. He got the start behind the plate, but tonight he'll give the knees a rest and move to first base. There's a fastball down low, and it's 3-1. With those 2 hits in the 3 at-bats yesterday, Taylor able to raise the average up to 244 entering this one here tonight, Game 2 of the series. And he crowds him inside for ball 4. So it's a 1-out walk issued by Mason Shaw. Taylor will trot down to first. And already this game has a different feel from the one last night. This one could be more of an offensive shootout than a low-scoring pitcher's duel. So here now is the shortstop, Bo Phillip, and he takes a strike. Small lead off of first for Zach Taylor, and the 0-1 pitch from Shaw to Bo Phillip. This one rolled over, foul towards the Corvallis dugout. Nothing in 2, so Shaw able after the 1-out walk to get ahead. No balls and 2 strikes here of the Knights shortstop, Bo Phillip. Chance now to look at the defense, the defense in behind Mason Shaw for the HarbourCats tonight. Blake Wagenseller, Nick Playa, AJ Lewis left to right in the outfield. Ryan Ober, Dustin Demeter on the left side of the infield, and that is strike 3 called. There on Bo Phillip for out number 2. Nicely done by Mason Shaw to drop in a breaking ball. I think Phillip was looking for something else. And on the right side of the infield, Rowdy Jordan, Cade Brown. Behind the plate, Hayden Jayco for the HarbourCats. So 2 gone in the top of the 2nd inning. Still over at first base is Zach Taylor. And here is Cole Hamilton, the catcher. Hamilton with a solid line drive to center field, but it's right to Nick Playa, and that'll end the inning. Better frame for Mason Shaw here in the 2nd, and we go to the bottom half, 1-1 between the Knights and the HarbourCats. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Came at him with the high fastball and got it by him for a 1-2-3 first for Gunnar Friend. And the 1-2. This one is hit right to second base. Haney with the catch. He goes to first, and that's a double play. Deep fly ball to center field, the top half of the inning. And now Playa sends one to deep left center field. Going back, looking up at the wall. It's gone. And Playa will touch him all on a solo shot here to start out the bottom of the 3rd. And the HarbourCats have the first run of the game here tonight. It's 1-0. And the pitch. This one lined up the middle. Diving stop made at short by Spahn. The throw on to first is in time. Double play. Nicely turned by the HarbourCats, and that was not a routine 6-4-3. What a stop there on the dive by Harrison Spahn. Haney with a bit of a difficult turn, and the throw just had enough mustard on it to beat out Tamero. This one a little bloop out to right, and this will fall in as well. Soft liner into right field scores the game's first run for the Knights, and that'll tie up this ball game at 1-1. Ryan Ober will dig in to lead off the HarbourCats half of inning number 2. 1-1 ball game here in the 2nd of 3 here this week between the Victoria HarbourCats and Corvallis Knights. HarbourCats aiming to get back in the series, tied up at 1-1 as Ober was out in front on the first pitch from Cam Haskell, pulled it foul. So it's 0-1. Ober this season, 5 for 25, another late arrival, and he had a great excuse for being a late arrival with his Oregon State Beavers, of course, winning the 2018 College World Series. Ober and Joe Casey, the 2 OSU Beavers on the HarbourCats roster here in 2018. There's the appeal down to first base, and it's declined, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Umpiring crew, by the way, tonight, just a 2-man crew. Chet Massey behind the plate calling balls and strikes, and John Hullett is roaming around the infield. Now the 1-1 pitch is a strike, 1-2. The defensive alignment in behind Cam Haskell for the Knights looks like this. Cody Hawken in left, Chandler Anderson in center, Austin Feist in right, Brandon Beck and Bo Phillip on the left side of the infield, Chad Stevens and Zach Taylor on the right side, and Cole Hamilton is in the squad, putting down the signs for Cam Haskell. 1-2 to Ober. And Ober lines one into center field. That'll get down for a base hit. So the HarbourCats able to get their leadoff man aboard here to start out the second inning. As the Knights open the scoring tonight with the sac fly by Chandler Anderson back in the first. But Hunter Vansaw tied the game with an RBI single in the bottom half, and now the HarbourCats here in the bottom of the second trying to wiggle their way in front. Try to get Ryan Ober home now from first after the leadoff single. This is Cade Brown, the first baseman out of the University of San Diego. And Brown with a pop-up in behind home plate that'll get foul and out of play. Brown came in as a pinch hitter last night in the DH spot, the number 2 spot in the order, in the 9th inning, and struck out, so he was 0 for 1. Here it's a 1-1 count from Haskell to Brown. On the season overall, Cade Brown 13 for 64. That's a .203 average with a homer and 9 runs driven in. And the 1-1 is swung through there by Brown, 1-2. Hayden Jayco, the catcher, waits on deck for the HarbourCats with Ryan Ober over there at first. Haskell with the look in, and he's now set at the belt for the 1-2. And this one's into left field, will get down as well for a base hit. Consecutive singles on nicely struck line drives into the outfield from Ryan Ober and Cade Brown, and the HarbourCats have something cooking here in the bottom of the second with 2 on and nobody out.
Now batting, the catcher from Indiana State, number 55, Hayden Jayco.
Now it'll be Hayden Jayco, the catcher from Indiana State. HarbourCats already with 4 hits in the game after the Cade Brown base knock. Just through an inning plus now for Cam Haskell, so he's in a little bit of trouble here as Victoria tries to move in front here in the bottom of the second. Jayco showing bunt, and he takes low for ball 1. A ball and no strikes here to Jayco, and he'll take a strike this time as he squared around but pulled back. Was called strike 1 by Chet Massey, the home plate umpire. Ober now at second, Cade Brown at first, as the HarbourCats try to play a little small ball here, get those 2 men up into scoring position for Rowdy Jordan to follow. Jayco not showing bunt this time as he takes it outside, 2-1. Here's the look in from Haskell, and he's now set for the 2-1 to Hayden Jayco. And that one's downstairs, 3-1. So Jayco squared around to try to drop one down on the first 2 pitches of the at-bat, but he's taken the last 2, and he's now got himself into a good hitter's count, 3-1. And he should get something to hit here. You know, Haskell does not want to walk the bases loaded as he swings and drives one out to deep left center field. This ball is off the wall. 1 run is coming in to score. Getting the stop sign is the trail runner, Cade Brown. And the RBI double for Hayden Jayco makes it 2-1. Ryan Ober scores all the way from first. Make that from second base as he had advanced to second after the Brown base hit. Brown had to be held up at third, but the HarbourCats have 3 consecutive hits off of Cam Haskell here to start out the second inning. And that's going to bring the pitching coach Ed Nags out of the dugout for the Knights to have a word here with Cam Haskell, his starter. So still a chance for more here in the inning for the HarbourCats with now a 2-1 lead. Rowdy Jordan coming up to hit. Jayco is at second base. Kate Brown is at third. Still nobody out. So a couple of chances here if the HarbourCats play this right to get 2 more runs out of this inning without necessarily needing a hit, although they have 3 consecutive hits off of Cam Haskell here to start the frame. So I think they're thinking about making it an even bigger inning and just keeping the line moving. Right before the 3-1 pitch, we talked about the fact that Jayco should get something to hit, and he did. He caught a lot of the plate on the fastball from Haskell, and Jayco didn't miss it. That was a rocket off the wall in left center field. So here now is Rowdy Jordan trying to extend the lead here from 2-1 for the HarbourCats. Jordan with a bouncing ball to second. Stevens with the scoop and the throw to first in time, but it's a productive out, and Jordan will pick up an RBI as Kate Brown scores from third to make it 3-1. And it's even better as well, the fact that on the back end of the plate, Jayco goes to third, so he's over there with 1 away. And Nick Playa will be the hitter. HarbourCats go back to the top of the order. Playa already singled and scored in the first inning. Leading off the HarbourCats half of the first, reached on a base hit and then came around on the Hunter Vansaw 2-out RBI single. Nothing in one here to Playa. And that one is just outside and maybe a little low, going for that outside corner with the fastball was Cam Haskell, but he missed with it, and it's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch is outside, a little further away from that outside corner this time. Made it an easier take for Playa, and it's 2-1. Hayden Jayco still the base runner over there at third base. And the 2-1. That one was close, not giving the pitcher Haskell the call was the home plate umpire Chet Massey. And it's 3-1, another good hitter's count here for Playa, who's been red hot, as we mentioned, at the dish in the last couple games. There's a swing and a foul by Playa to run it full 3-2. Wind has picked up a little bit and it's changed direction some. Now more blowing out to right center field. We mentioned that last night's game was a very windy one. As the 3-2 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Big punch out for Haskell for out number 2. And the HarbourCats do have 2 runs to show for this second inning, but now they'll need a base hit with 2 away from A.J. Lewis to make it a 3-run inning.
Number 4, A.J. Lewis.
So Lewis a chance here to try to pick up Nick Playa, knock in that run anyway from third as he pulls it foul over into the dugout area, sharply hit off the bat of Lewis. And it's 0-1. Lewis struck out his first time up back in the first. And now the 0-1 pitch from Haskell. That one is a little inside and maybe high as well to Lewis. Ball and a strike. One pitch is outside, and it's 2-1. So still a bit of trouble with finding the strike zone for Cam Haskell. He's fallen behind a lot of HarbourCats hitters in counts, and that's, I think, come back to hurt him because he's had to find the zone and try to avoid the free passes, and the HarbourCats have been jumping on him in those spots. As Lewis takes outside again and low, 3-1. This is a spot here on 3-1 where Haskell does not necessarily have to give in to Lewis at the plate. That open base at first and 2 outs in the inning. Although a dangerous hitter, Dustin Demeter, lurks on deck. Here's the 3-1. That one up and in, and just spinning out of the way of it was Lewis. He'll take his walk, and they're at the corners for the HarbourCats with 2 gone for Demeter.
The shortstop from the University of Hawaii, number 10, Dustin Demeter.
So up steps Demeter here. We mentioned that he had the home run as a pinch hitter in last night's game. Also went 2 for 6 with a home run and 2 RBIs in the series finale in Cowlitz last Sunday before the 2-day West Coast League All-Star break. So consecutive games with a home run for Vansaw, and they take another one of those big flies here with 2 ducks out on the pond at first and third. That first pitch from Haskell missed in tight to Demeter, 1-0. One-0 pitch, runner goes for second. The throw sails into center field, and Cade Brown make that Jayco will score from third. Hayden Jayco able to come in on the wild throw from Cole Hamilton down to second base. Lewis is safe as well with a stolen bag, and it's now a 4-1 game in favor of the HarbourCats. And still a chance for more if Demeter can come through with a 2-out base hit, with now A.J. Lewis out there at second. And again, Haskell is behind 2-0, and now he's behind 3-0. It's been a taxing couple of innings for him. Next pitch he throws will be his 46th of the game, and he's just through an inning and 2/3. Two-0 pitch to Demeter is in for a strike. And it's now 2-1. Check that, the count 3-1. Demeter looked to be taking all the way there on 3-0, but should have the green light here on 3-1 to pick something out if it's catching the plate. That one, though, is down and in, and it'll be a 2-out walk to put runners at first and second here for Haskell as the inning continues. Hunter Vansaw will come back up, and he came up in a similar spot to this in the first and came through with that 2-out RBI single, cashing in Nick Playa from second base. This time it's A.J. Lewis at second with Dustin Demeter now over there at first. For Vansaw, that's his 6th RBI already of the season, and he just arrived only a couple weeks ago. Any out will do for Haskell here, but the HarbourCats have done a nice job. They've been patient at the plate. They've waited for their pitches to hit. And the 1-0 is swung on and missed, 1-1. Looked like Haskell pulled the string on an off-speed pitch, got Vansaw out in front of it. One ball and one strike, and before the pitch, make that Haskell will turn and look A.J. Lewis back to second base. Lewis with a pretty good lead, not being held on by either of the middle infielders, although the shortstop, Bo Phillip, is trying to keep him somewhat close. Here now the 2-1 to Vansall. And that's a strike, 2-2. So Cam Haskell now is one good pitch away from getting himself through this second inning. Count is even to Hunter Vansall, 2-2. And a close pitch. Vansall held up on the swing, and it's full 3-2, which means that both runners will get a head start on this 3-2 offering. Lewis off of second, and Dustin Demeter off of first with 2 gone. Means extra bases here, likely scores 2 if Vansall is able to find it. Here's the 3-2, and it's hit on the ground to second. Stevens with the scoop and the throw to first in time, and that will retire the side. But it's a good inning for the HarbourCats as they played 3 to take a 4-1 lead into inning number 3 at Wilson's Group Stadium.
Today we have Andy and Preston. They're going to race from third base past second over to first. On your marks, get set, go. The winner will receive a character past second.
Our growers, they select the beans, not as easy as it seems. This one's perfect, that one too. So many great beans to brew. Premium Arabica, ship them off to Canada. Arrive at our roastery, sorting, roasting every bean. Taste test each cup. Coffee masters give thumbs up. Handcraft fresh brew. Spreading joy is what we do. From bean to cup, that is how we brew it up. Cool. How are you making donuts?
You know Mary Lou. All right. We're going to play the waiting game. So you can have what's in this envelope right now for nothing. All right, it's a good prize. Or you can wait till the end of the 7th inning. If the HarbourCats are winning at the end of the 7th inning, you get a better prize. What do you want to do? You're going to wait? You're a believer? I like to hear it. The first game out, she's already a believer. I will see you at the end of the 7th inning, hopefully with a really big prize for you. That is the waiting game brought to you by, ironically enough, the waiting game. Leading off for the Knights is the third baseman, number 16, Brendan Beck.
Four to 1, the HarbourCats lead the Corvallis Knights as we head to the top of inning number 3. Mason Shaw back to work for Victoria, and he's looked good through 2 innings. The one run that has come across for the Knights was not an earned run on Mason Shaw, just a hit and a walk with 2 strikeouts for him through those 2 innings of work. Two 2-0 though here, the count to start out the top of the third to Brendan Beck. Make that Brandon Beck, the third baseman, who did feature in last night's game. He came in as a defensive replacement, and he did not have an at-bat. Shaw able to get back in the count. They're on 2-0 by powering in a fastball for 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch is strike 2. Well, last time we saw Mason Shaw pitch here at Wilson's Group Stadium, the fastball for him was touching the mid to upper 80s, around 87, 88. If you were with us for last night's game, you'd know that the radar gun was out of commission, and that is still the case here at Wilson's Group Stadium. So unfortunately, we don't have access to the velocities of the pitches coming in from the mound. Now the 2-2 pitch is served out to shallow right field. This one could be a tough play, and with the slide, A.J. Lewis, actually it's Rowdy Jordan making the catch. Lewis came to a slide, but Rowdy Jordan, and avoiding the collision as well in shallow right field, Jordan was able to pull it in for out number 1. Those two have a quick conversation out there in right after that play. But after a little bit of miscommunication, it is an out recorded by the HarbourCats, and Mason Shaw. Back to the top of the order we go now for Chad Stevens, who took a strike. And the 0-1 downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Stevens 1 for 1. He reached base leading off the ball game for the Knights, and then came around to score on the sac fly in the first. There's a good breaking ball from Shaw, catching the zone 1 and 2. With that base hit in the first inning, Stevens now up to 324, along with the 2 homers and 21 RBIs on the season. This one is swung on and missed in the dirt. Hayden Jayco tosses it down to first. And that'll complete the strikeout, 2 down.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 14, Brian Knight.
So this is exactly the type of inning that the HarbourCats would have been looking for from Mason Shaw after they scored 3 runs in the bottom of the second to take a 4-1 lead. They would have asked Shaw to do exactly this, a nice quick inning, and he's 1 out away from doing that. Getting the HarbourCats back in the dugout and see if they can't get right back on Cam Haskell, who had to really work to get out of that second. There is strike 2, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes here to Briley Knight, the DH. And already in this game, Shaw has gotten the better of Knight with a strikeout in their first at bat. And that is strike 3 called, painting the outside corner with the breaking ball. And Knight is down looking for the second time tonight. We go to the bottom of the third, 4-1. The HarbourCats lead it.
Leading off for your HarbourCats, the left fielder from Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, number 51, Blake Wagenseller.
Bottom of the third inning rolls in here at Wilson's Group Stadium, and Blake Wagenseller starts it out with a drive out to pretty deep center field. Chandler Anderson coasting back underneath it to make the catch, and that's the first out of the inning. Wagenseller not wasting any time, gave that one a pretty good ride to center, but in the end, a routine fly ball out to Anderson. And that's a much better start to the inning here for Cam Haskell, who will be looking for a quicker third inning if he can get it here with the pitch count already elevated. There's a strike from Haskell to Ryan Ober, the third baseman. Ober 1 for 1 with a run scored back in that second inning. Already five different HarbourCats have reached base via a base hit in this game. One ball, one strike here to Ryan Ober, the third baseman from Oregon State. And the pitch from Haskell will catch the zone as well, 1-2. Well, Haskell's been much better in terms of filling up the strike zone here to start this third inning after he really struggled in that department in the second. Fell behind a lot of HarbourCats hitters. And it came back to bite him in that inning as it's tapped right back to the mound. Haskell will throw it underhand to first for out number 2. So Ober is retired this time, and Haskell is 2/3 of the way to that quick inning that we mentioned, which he is desperately in need of if he wants to give the Knights some depth to this start. Next pitch Haskell throws will be his 60th already in the ballgame. And there's a first pitch strike to Cade Brown. Brown as well reached on a base hit to left and came around to score in that second. And the 0-1 is another breaking ball that drops in for strike 2. Cam Haskell looks like a different pitcher here in this third inning. And he's now ahead of Cade Brown, 0-2 with the bases empty and 2 away in the bottom of the third inning. And the pitch. That one in the dirt, good take by Brown, and it's 1-2 now. One ball, 2 strikes. This one is a grounder up the middle to short. Bo Phillip with the throw and plenty of time at first. And it is a 1-2-3 inning for Cam Haskell. Nicely done for him here in the third. And we head to the middle frames of this one at Wilson's Group Stadium. The HarbourCats still lead it 4-1.
Making his way onto the field, we got Harvey the HarbourCat. He's going to race Archer and Harrison from first base all the way over to third base.
This is so good.
You guys ready?
Let me show you why.
Set.
Our growers, they select the beans, not as easy as it seems. This one's perfect, that one too. So many great beans to brew. Premium Arabica. Ship them off to Canada. Arrive at our roastery. Sorting, roasting everything. Taste, test, each come. Coffee masters give thumbs up. Hands wrapped, fresh brew. Spreading joy is what we do. From bean to cup, that is how we brew it.
Third base, guys, that's it.
Cool. I'm making donuts.
There you go, great job, Archer. Victoria HarbourCats are proud to be providing live stream broadcasting throughout season covering home games. Brought to you by Eclipse Pictures, with games to be rebroadcast on Shawn Cable. For more info, go to their website at www.harbourcats.com. Leading off for the Knights is center fielder number 12, Chandler Anderson.
Middle innings roll in here at Wilson's Group Stadium, and it's a 4-1 HarbourCats lead as Mason Shaw takes the hill once again here for the top of inning number 4. Bounces the first pitch to the plate, and it gets by Hayden Jayco. 1 ball and no strikes to Chandler Anderson, who knocked in the first run of the game for the Knights in the top of the first with the sac fly. Since then, though, it's been all HarbourCats. 4 runs on 5 hits for them. This one is stroked into left and will be a base hit for Anderson. So he's now 1 for 1 with that RBI on the sac fly. Productive day already for him at the plate. Second hit of the day for the Knights as they look to build on that leadoff single and get themselves back in this thing here in the middle innings. It'll be Austin Feist to hit. And the first pitch from Shaw to Feist is a low fastball, and it's 1-0. Well, the HarbourCats with the 4-1 lead, they're trying to snap a 6-game losing streak against the Knights, dating back to last year's West Coast League Championship Series. The HarbourCats took Game 1 of that series on a walk-off here at Wilson's Group Stadium. This one is well hit out to right center, and the diving attempt is not made in right by Lewis. Around third, coming home for the plate is Anderson, and he will score on the double. It's 4-2. And Austin Feist picks up his 22nd RBI of the season to pull him into its high for the team lead.
Now batting the first baseman, number 15, Zach Taylor.
A.J. Lewis did give a good effort at that one in the right center field gap. He had a long run to get to that one, and I think he got a glove on it, but just could not come up with the catch. So it's now 4-2. Up steps Cody Hawkin. He was the previous RBI leader, now tied with the 22 RBIs. So Hawkin has a chance to take the lead right back here if he can find some outfield grass and give Feist a chance to come in to score from second base. Still nobody out in the inning, and the Knights threatening to erase that HarbourCats 3-run lead. 0-1, and the pitch is a swing and a miss. Got a little away, just scooted away from Jayco, but not far enough to allow Feist to advance. Just before that double there by Austin Feist, we were talking about the fact that the HarbourCats have lost 6 straight against these Knights. They won Game 1 of the WCLCS last year here at Wilson's Group Stadium in walk-off fashion, and then dropped the last 2 of that series in Corvallis, as the Knights took home their 5th West Coast League Championship. And then this season, HarbourCats were swept down in Corvallis earlier in the month of July. And then losing last night, 3-2 here at home. That makes for the 6-game skid head-to-head against the Knights. So they're trying to put an end to that with a victory here tonight. That one a little high to Hawkin, and it's 1-2. Knights, though, of course, on the flip side, have eyes on making that a 7-game win streak over the HarbourCats if they can come back from the early 4-1 deficit. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a chopper to third. Ryan Ober scoops it up. Long throw is a little high and out at first base. Cade Brown on the receiving end had to leap for that one, but he landed on the bag and just beat out Cody Hawkin for out number 1. So a big first out for Mason Shaw. On the tail end of that play, the runner aboard, who is Austin Feist, advanced to third. Initially, Ryan Ober did a nice job to look the runner back before firing it across the diamond, but his high throw allowed Feist to move up after the throw. And so it's another RBI spot here for the Knights if they can put something in play. This is Zach Taylor swinging and missing at that first offering from Mason Shaw. Taylor tonight yet to register an official at bat, having drawn a walk his first time up. And Mason Shaw's ahead 0-1. No secret what he's pitching for here in this situation. Either a strikeout or a pop-up. HarbourCats not bringing their infield in, still with a 2-run lead. Feist off of third base with 1 away and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. And a good breaking ball from Mason Shaw, 1-2. HarbourCats have had a righty now get up and start to loosen in their bullpen down the right field line. First real sign of trouble aside from that first inning for Mason Shaw. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's a big time strikeout for Shaw for out number 2. And it'll freeze the runner at third base. Austin Feist will take a hit now from Bo Phillip to get him in. And Phillip himself was a strikeout victim in his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to him from Shaw. And it's sliced foul, 0-1. Well, just the one run so far here in the inning for Corvallis on the RBI double by Austin Feist. Feist now at third base with 2 away as Mason Shaw tries to limit the damage and keep the HarbourCats ahead by 2. 0-2 pitch is a strike as well. And it's no balls and 2 strikes with 2 away here on Bo Phillip. At breaking ball, and the slider has been very effective for Mason Shaw tonight. He's been able to throw it for strikes, keep those hitters off balance. Here's the 0-2, and that is strike 3 called. Blew the fastball by him on the outer half of the plate, and that's the inning. Knights do get 1, but it's still a 2-run HarbourCats lead as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Cedar Hill Auto Services Tire Race. Today we have Ella and Rachel. They're going to race towards center field for around half the winner will receive a certificate from Marksville. And Marksville go. The next is Cedar Hill Auto Services. Your full service auto workshop. Victoria is hosting 2018 Baseball Canada National Championship. The tournament will be top men's baseball team in Canada will be Victoria members and foot Angels who will represent
BCLC is proud to be a part of communities across BC. From entertainment and great prizes to jobs and support for the tourism industry, the benefits of our business are province-wide. Every year, our players generate more than $1 billion for the province of BC, which is used to support healthcare, education, and community groups. Together, we play it forward.
Leading off for your HarbourCats from Indiana State, number 55, Hayden Jayco.
Here is Hayden Jayco digging in for the HarbourCats to begin their half of the 4th as he sends one out into center field, and that'll fall in for a hit. So Jayco now 2 for 2 with that RBI double in the 2nd inning. Also came in to score a run. And a productive evening for him to this point. That'll bring now Rowdy Jordan up to hit. The second baseman from Mississippi State, one of 2 MSU Bulldogs on the HarbourCats roster here in 2018. There's a swing and a miss on a pitch that was lost in the feet for a moment of Cole Hamilton, but it's 0-1 to Jordan. Jordan is coming off a stellar freshman campaign at Mississippi State, where he had .321 with 7 homers and 37 RBIs in 57 games for the Bulldogs. Numbers which are very impressive for a true freshman. As Jordan lines it right off a hop to second base, the throw to first. That's actually a double play. It was not off a hop, just able to snag it right off his shoe tops on the infield dirt was Chad Stevens, and it is in fact a double play. So a tough luck double play for Rowdy Jordan to hit into. Jayco, and the leadoff base hit is wiped out as well. And Nick Playa will come back up to hit. Playa showing bunt and takes a strike. there from Cam Haskell, who has really rebounded after that tough second inning. Tossed a 1-2-3 third and has a chance to face the minimum here in the fourth after that double play. And now he fires across another strike. 0-2 on Playa, who is 1 for 2 tonight with that run scored and also a strikeout. Bases clear with 2 away here for Nick Playa. And the 0-2. Just a little piece of it to stay alive. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Another 0-2 pitch here upcoming from Cam Haskell. And that one is a little outside, 1-2. HarbourCats now doubling up the Knights in both the run and hit columns. 4 runs to 2 and 6 hits to 3. But these Knights just don't go away. You know that they'll be hanging around as Playa takes that one that bounces away from Hamilton. 2-2. Knights, you know, will be hanging around in the late innings if the HarbourCats can add on to this 4-2 lead. As Victoria still looking to put some more breathing room between them and Corvallis. Another 2-2 pitch. And another one that gets away from the catcher, of course, of no consequence with nobody on base. But the count is run full here, 3-2 to Nick Playa. Long look in from Haskell, and the payoff pitch is low for ball 4, and the inning will continue. Nice at bat there from Playa, who found himself behind 0-2, but battled back to take the 2-out walk, and A.J. Lewis now will step back to the plate. Lewis, through his first 2 plate appearances tonight, a walk and a strikeout. As a runner on first here with 2 away in the bottom of inning number 4. And the first pitch to him is blocked this time by Hamilton in a spot where Hamilton knew he had to block it. Those other 2, it's easy to say, well, you don't need to block it, and it can skid away with no real consequence, but I think most catchers will tell you that they like to try to block those ones anyway. You don't want to get into that habit. There's a throw over on the pickoff move from Haskell. Playa gets dirty, but he's back in. One ball and no strikes to A.J. Lewis, and another throw close at first, but Playa just got the hand in. Nick Playa is a guy who's not afraid to take his lead over there at first, and he is very aggressive on the base paths, but don't want to get too over-aggressive. Now the 1-0 pitch to Lewis, and another throw over, this time Playa back in with a little more comfort. But understandably so that Cam Haskell is paying close attention to Nick Playa. Now time is called at the plate before the 1-0 pitch. For the HarbourCats, it'll be Dustin Demeter next if the inning keeps going here past this A.J. Lewis at bat. And the 1-0 pitch is in tight, 2-0, as the catcher Cole Hamilton thought about firing a quick snap throw down to first. But he thought better of it. It's 2-0 now, and Cam Haskell has to focus back in on the hitter at the plate, A.J. Lewis. Not worry as much about Playa at first. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. Runner at first with 2 away here in the bottom of inning number 4. Shadows just starting to creep onto the field along the third base line. Another throw over to check on Playa at first, who's back. And the count is 2-1 on A.J. Lewis, the right fielder from Missouri. And now Lewis is awaiting the 2-1. And a tapper foul in behind home plate, now 2-2. We talked about the elevated pitch count for Cam Haskell, and not that those throws over to first exert quite as much energy as the throws home, of course, but they do add in and factor into the workload that Haskell has had to leg through tonight. Next pitch Haskell throws will be his 78th of the ball game, and it's a 2-2 offering to Lewis. And that is strike 3 called. Lewis down looking to end the 4th inning. And we play on to the 5th here at Wilsons Group Stadium. HarbourCats doubling up the Knights 4-2.
All right, fans, we're going down the third baseline where our prize team has contested who is going to try to win $500 cash by throwing the ball through the hole in the Velvet side. Today we have Matt. Take it away, Matt. So close. I think he's actually trying to throw it through the sign. Just a bit outside. The Velvet Fast Food Teen in Victoria, located at 1215 Swinehall Road. Great try, Matt. Alex Burns from VictoriaHomes.com is your family realtor, supporting the HarbourCats since day one. If you're planning a move, visit VictoriaHomes.com, part of the RE/MAX Alliance. Leading off for the Knights, catcher number 27, Cole Hamilton.
On to inning number 5 here at Wilsons Group Stadium. Mason Shaw back to work for the HarbourCats, who lead it 4-2 over the Corvallis Knights. First pitch here from Shaw to Cole Hamilton. The catcher misses outside for ball 1. And we are pleased to be joined here in the top of the 5th inning by a very special guest, the commissioner in his first season in that role in the West Coast League. This ball is flown out to deep right center field and will split the outfielders and take a couple of hops off the wall. Gliding into second with a stand-up double is Hamilton here to start off the top of inning number 5 as the Knights try to dig back from the 2-run deficit. But we are pleased to be joined by Rob Nyer, the commissioner of the West Coast League. Rob, thanks for stopping by.
It's great to be here. Wonderful view in this ballpark, and it's just, it's been a whirlwind. I just got to Victoria yesterday, coming over up from Port Angeles, and I'm going to go back home tomorrow.
Well, in your first season as the commissioner of the West Coast League, you're trying to get around to all the different parks, and this is your first trip, I hear, to Victoria. So I'd love to hear your impressions of the city, of the HarbourCats Ball Club, and of the ballpark, Wilsons Group Stadium.
I mean, look, I've been in the Northwest for 22 years now, and I'm embarrassed to admit that it took me this long to get to Victoria. When I was living in Seattle, I should have just taken the ferry up and never did. So one of the great perks of this job is having a really good excuse, and a travel budget, by the way, to visit. And so
there's a bunt put down the third base line. Ober will throw it to first, and it's just in time as Beck is retired. Going to third is Hamilton with one away. So an RBI spot coming up here for Chad Stevens in the top of the order. But back with Rob Nyer, you're talking about your first trip to Victoria. How have you liked it so far?
Well, I mean, I live in Portland, so and I'm there for a reason. I love the coffee shops and the bookstores and the beautiful scenery, and you have all that here too. So I feel very much at home. I was in a coffee shop today, and there was a moment when I forgot that I was here and thought I was back home in Portland, which for me is great because I love it there. And it's, as someone who loves the game, and even more than Justice League, which of course I'm immersed in now, it's truly gratifying to be here in this ballpark and see the community support for this team.
There's a check swing punched foul by Chad Stevens. 0-2 as Mason Shaw pitches for what he hopes is a big strikeout for the second out of this top half of the fifth inning. Well, you threw out the first pitch tonight. How was that for you? It was a pretty good pitch. I saw it from up here.
I was so nervous. I couldn't believe how nervous. Well,
there's a big strikeout for Mason Shaw, and it is out number 2, so it'll take a 2-out hit here from Briley Knight to get that run in.
It's funny, I keep passing the broadcast back to you when anything happens. I'm even more nervous about play-by-play than I was about throwing the first pitch. I had the chance some years ago to do play-by-play in Portland, and I just couldn't do it. I was just too scared. But the first pitch was, it's one of those things that you always dream about doing that as a fan. And there's a swing and a miss, strike one. Here's my play-by-play. That's the last thing I'm going to do. But I think muscle memory took over because it was not a bad pitch. I was afraid I'd throw it way over his head or in the dirt, and maybe just got lucky. There was a ball low in the dirt. It's funny. That's a lifelong dream of mine to throw the first pitch. I got to do it tonight. The other night at the All-Star game in Port Angeles, I got to be a mascot for an inning. Another lifelong dream. So just this week, I've gotten to basically, I'm ready to retire or die happy or whatever you want to say.
There's a swinging strike from Mason Shaw, 1-2. Well, you did pretty well on that pitch in the dirt, I must say. On here to Briley Knight, 1-2 with 2 outs. Mason Shaw trying to wiggle his way out of trouble here in the top of the fifth. Talking to the West Coast League Commissioner Rob Nyer in his first season in the West Coast League. That is a strike 3 called on the outside corner as Mason Shaw does get out of this fifth inning without any damage. We'll stay here in the inning break to continue chatting with Rob. And so you're just talking about the All-Star game in Port Angeles and the Home Run Derby as well, a very successful event for a Port Angeles club that just joined the West Coast League last year. So talk about your experience at All-Star the first 2 days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, down in Port Angeles.
Well, I mean, as I'm sure you've discussed on the air, we had the Home Run Derby was utterly unique. The hitter and the pitcher on a barge in Salish Sound, is that what it's called? No, that's the wrong name. But whatever the sound is there, everybody's been there. And never been done. It was incredibly exciting. Hundreds of people on the shore watching this happen. Every single batted ball splashed, either in front of the fence or beyond it. And then there was an amazingly dramatic ending with the hometown guy winning, hitting 5 home runs in 5 swings. You couldn't have scripted the Home Run Derby any better than the way it went. So that was great. And the All-Star game was really exciting too. A lot of home runs, a couple dozen scouts behind home plate watching. It just a great show put on, a great production by the Port Angeles Lefties and Matt Acker, their owner and general manager. It was a fantastic 2 days in Port Angeles.
Yeah, well, the Home Run Derby was won by Ron Brown, the hometown hero for the Port Angeles Lefties, and interestingly enough, he won it at home, just as Bryce Harper did in the major leagues on the same day, the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game in both the West Coast League and the MLB coinciding on the same day. It was a 10-6 victory for the North over the South, so the fans went home happy there from their lefties on that team, and the rest of the North Division All-Stars coming away victorious.
And I would say for people who haven't been to Port Angeles for a game, the community spirit there is much like it is here. Obviously, it's a much smaller city, but those people really come out to support that team. And it's an old ballpark. It's got a lot of character. Beautiful. Hurricane Ridge, in the background. It's just a fantastic setting for baseball, and it's gratifying for me as the commissioner in much the same way that the crowd here is gratified.
Well, we're now in the bottom of the 5th inning, just past the halfway point of this game. 4-2, the HarbourCats in front of the Corvallis Knights. This is Dustin Demeter in a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Still out there, Cam Haskell, as Demeter flies one in the air to right field. Austin Feist didn't have to move very far to get to that one, and that'll be out number 1. Well, Rob, I want to ask you about the first, month and a half now, a little over a month and a half of the West Coast League season, but obviously you had a lot to do as a commissioner prepping for the season before that. So what's the experience been like? Is your first real crack at a commissioner type job? You've done lots of things in and around baseball, but nothing really close to being a commissioner of a league like the West Coast League.
Well, that's right, and I don't think that any experience in journalism, which is what I did for 25 years, there's a ball low, can prepare you for a job like this. As a writer, you are essentially an outsider. Even if you talk to people within the game, you're still an outsider. You don't know what's really happening inside the league. There's a swing and a miss on a pitch inside, and so it's a completely different perspective. And you find out, as you might have always suspected, but didn't really know, that there are a million things happening every day with all these players and managers and owners and general managers, and every situation, every city, every team is unique. There's another ball inside, 2-1. So it's been a real education for me, and I think the hardest part of my job has been reading umpires' reports and deciding on suspensions. You have to essentially play God, and that's not an easy thing to do. There's a ball back to the screen. I'm sorry, that wasn't a ball back to the screen. Well, the ball went back to the screen, but there was a strike. What happened there? Were you watching, Mike? Because I wasn't.
I was. Foul tip there off the bat of Hunter Van Soff for 2-2. But you do have a lot of these decisions to make, and so have you enjoyed it? What has it been like for you? Has it been kind of what you were expecting, different than you were expecting, or tell me about how it's kind of lived up to your expectations or not?
Well, I don't know that I had any. My only expectation is that I would enjoy going to ballparks, ideally all of them. I'm not quite going to make it, but close. I got a dispensation on one of the clubs because I visited before the season started. What's incredible is high and outside, full count. What's incredible when you're an insider is how fast the season goes by. I have been blown away. I feel like it's almost over. And in fact, it's something we've only got about, after this weekend, about, I believe, 10, 11 days in the season. And there's a high fly to left field. It's going to be gathered in for the second out, probably. Yep, can of corn, as they say. So that's been a real eye-opener, how quickly the season goes by. If I'm fortunate enough to come back next year, I'm going to plan my season better, knowing just how quickly it's all going to pass. But you throw in your planned vacations and your family time, and boy, it just zips by.
2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Blake Wagenseller is the hitter from Cal Poly, as the HarbourCats have the bases empty. Up 4-2. And the first pitch misses down and away. 1 ball and no strikes on Wagenseller. Well, just while we have a minute here with 2 outs in the inning, I'd love for you to talk about the what's next for the West Coast League. Of course, next year plans to add another team, a 12th team to the league. So talk about that a little bit. As Wagenseller hits it to second, it's bobbled to extend the inning. And I think the baseball gods wanted to hear about next year in the West Coast League by giving us a little extra time here, Rob.
The baseball gods just love Clark County, Washington, which, for those who haven't been, Clark County is where Vancouver, Washington is, and Ridgefield. The team will be in Ridgefield next summer. A small but growing suburb just north of Vancouver. They've built, or are in the process of completing, a brand new ballpark for use by the schools and the cities, and also by the new team there, West Coast League team, which there's a ball high and inside. 2-0 is the count. And we don't have a name yet for the team. Don't know if it's anything about the name. Well, I don't anyway. I don't think they've quite figured it out. We'll have an announcement I think we're projecting September 8th when they cut the ribbon on the new ballpark. We'll also announce the name of the new franchise. But it's going to be great to have 12 teams. Scheduling is difficult with 11. 12 makes it that much easier. And I think ultimately everybody in the league wants to continue to grow, get to perhaps 14, maybe even ultimately 16 teams down the road.
This is Ryan Ober at the plate. 1-0 the count with Blake Wagenseller on at first base. This one is through the hole into left field for a base hit. And after that error with 2 outs on what looked like a routine play to Chad Stevens, Wagenseller and the HarbourCats got another life here in the inning and now have 2 men on base. It'll be now Cade Brown stepping up to hit the first baseman. Brown 1 for 2 with a run scored tonight. So, of course, we're looking forward to the new team from that Vancouver, Washington area next year to make it a 12-team league. This year, of course, with 11, there's always going to be, with the 3-game series, 1 team with 3 days off. So that is a bit of a challenge with scheduling. It is a chance, though, I guess, for each team to schedule some non-league exhibition games. And so talk about, I know this is more of a team-by-team thing, but talk about the relationship the West Coast League has with some of the other leagues of similar caliber in the Pacific Northwest.
Well, really, the West Coast League, there's a move toward second base, but no throw. The West Coast League is absolutely the premier collegiate summer league. We say west of the Mississippi, and from everyone I've spoken to, that's true. The top leagues in the country are the West Coast League and the Northwoods League, and a lot of teams in Minnesota and Wisconsin in that area, and then of course the Cape Cod League, which is the league most people who don't know baseball very well have heard of. There's a ground ball to deep third. It skips into left field down the line, and here comes runner to score. And here comes another toward the plate. He'll also score. And the HarbourCats are up 6-2 with a man on second.
Well, thanks, Rob. Very well done on that play-by-play. And it is a 2-run double here for Cade Brown as the HarbourCats do extend the lead to 6-2. And now it looks like Brooke Knight is out of the dugout for the Knights. It appears as though he's going to be making a pitching change, so the day will be done for Cam Haskell. Move to the bullpen for the Knights here in the bottom of the 5th with a 4-run HarbourCats lead. And in the break here with the new pitcher coming in, we'll continue our chat with Rob Nyer, who has joined us for this 5th inning. Well, I'd love to ask you as well, Rob, about some of the experience that you just briefly touched on before coming to the West Coast League as a writer for so long with ESPN, SB Nation, among other places. So as someone who obviously loves the game and has been in and around the game for so long, what was it like working at those different networks and those different organizations, and how did that lead you, I guess, to this job?
Well, I don't know if any of that led me to this job, other than the obvious fact that those working in all those different places kept me employed and kept me busy and in the business to some degree. Well, to a large degree. I got started a long time ago. I was incredibly lucky. When I was 22, Bill James hired me to work as his research assistant way back when, almost 30 years ago. And from there, I went to work for a company called Stats Inc., which has been compiling baseball stats and for a long, long time. And then, a lot of lucky breaks along the way, especially getting to go work at ESPN.com for 15 years. And I've had a chance to write 6 books with another one coming out this fall. And I think that you, in the course of having all those jobs and talking to people, you make a lot of friends. One of the great things about doing what I do is the people. It's even more than the work, even more than being published and being fortunate enough to go on the radio and indulge play-by-play fantasies and be on television. By far, the most enjoyable part of all of it has been the people that I've met over the years. Most people who are in baseball are in it because they're passionate about it. And because they're passionate about baseball, they tend to be happy about it, happy to do what they do. So travel around and do different events and go to games. You run into a lot of people, you meet a lot of people who are genuinely happy people, happy to be associated with baseball, and love to talk about baseball. I can sit down and talk about baseball for, with a scout or a manager, or, talk to Brian McCray about baseball. I can do that all day long, and most of us could. So I've just been incredibly fortunate over the years to do what I've done for as long as I've done it.
This is a new pitcher, the lefty Aaron Shoup, coming in from St. Martin's College to try to record the final out here of the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 more on the board for the HarbourCats to lead at 6-2, and Hayden Jayco, the catcher, stepping in here for Victoria. Well, you just mentioned it just briefly in that answer to the last question about your new book coming out this fall. And while we have a moment here in the bottom of the 5th inning, I'll give you a chance to tease that book for some of the fans at home wanting perhaps to know what it's about and what they can expect from your latest book.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks. That was a high ball 1 to the batter. Well, it's called Powerball, the Anatomy of a Modern Baseball Game. And essentially, we chose one game from last September, an A's-Astros game. There's a curveball, low, 2-0, and just use that game, the play-by-play essentially, as a way to delve into a few dozen different topics that are near and dear to me in modern baseball. And so essentially it winds up being a bunch of essays about all these different aspects, the strikeout surge and all the home runs, and the list goes on and on. Here's another ball, low, ball 3, 3-0. Runner on second base with 2 outs. But I was also lucky enough to get to talk to a lot of players in the game. So it's not just me with my opinions, of which I have many, but it's also some real insights. Players love to talk about their work, and some real insights into how they do their jobs. And there's a ball 4 outside. Runners on first and second with a couple of outs here. In the bottom of the 5th, HarbourCats up 6-2. So, I get to talk to Marcus Semien on the A's about what it's like to face someone who throws 100 miles an hour. And it's not the sort of, if you just watch the games, you might hear that, what did it feel like to hit that pitch? And then you get the 3-second answer. I get to actually visit with these guys in the clubhouse in a relaxed atmosphere and find out what actually goes on out there on the field. And so those were my favorite parts of the book, not my opinions, but speaking to these guys about what baseball is like in 2017-20.
Well, it sounds very interesting for sure. I know that's something that you spent many, many hours on, and you're looking forward to it coming out this fall. HarbourCats here with 2 on and 2 out as this inning is dragging out here in the bottom of the 5th. HarbourCats keeping the line moving, and this is Rowdy Jordan who takes one just inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Aaron Shoup is the new reliever here in for the Knights to try to get them through the 5th. He's 2-2 with a 4.29 ERA. For the HarbourCats, it's Cade Brown at second base, Hayden Jayco at first, Rowdy Jordan at the plate, and the 1-1 from Shoup is on the way. This one fouled back to the screen, and it's 1-2. Well, Rob, what are your plans after this? Are you staying for the fireworks night tomorrow, and then after this, are you heading on to another West Coast League destination, or back to Portland, or what's next for you?
Everybody tells me I have to stay tomorrow night. If I did that, I wouldn't have a home to go. I wouldn't have a wife to go home to. So, no, I got to go home tomorrow morning. I'll be home for the weekend. The next week, I'm going to drive to Wenatchee, Washington first, and then south to Yakima for a couple of games. And then back home, there's a ball high and away for ball 2, 2-2, 2 outs. And if things go really well for me, I'm going to fly to Kelowna for the last series of the season, but I haven't firmed those plans up yet.
I'm sure it's a lot of fun for you to visit all the different stops in the West Coast League, many of which I'm sure for the first time. That one is outside here to Jordan. Count is full, 3-2. Both runners will get a head start on the pitch with 2 outs. Cade Brown off of second, Jayco off of first. So anything to the outfield here from Jordan should score Cade Brown. As Shoup looks in for the signs from Cole Hamilton. And he's now set for the payoff pitch. And that is strike 3 called on Rowdy Jordan as the 5th inning comes to an end. Good one for the HarbourCats as they plate 2 to lead it 6-2. We want to say a big thank you to Rob Nyer, the West Coast League Commissioner, for stopping by, filling in with some play-by-play mixed in. And have a great rest of the West Coast League season. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me, and I am officially retiring as a play-by-play man. I'm going to hand this mic off to a true professional. Thanks so much, Mike.
All right, 6-2 HarbourCats as we head to the 6th on Go Live Broadcasts.
It is not beer can or water can. It's police can. I don't know if they're together, but they're kissing anyway. I like it. Popcorn can. One more. Yeah. Oh, I like that one. Where's that guy? I like that guy's effort. I can see where he was. Where you sit? Put your hand up. There he is. He tried to kiss the guy beside him, but he ended up kissing the lady in front of him.
BCLC is proud to be a part of communities across BC. From entertainment and great prizes to jobs and support for the tourism industry, the benefits of our business are province-wide. Every year, our players generate more than $1 billion for the province of BC, which is used to support healthcare, education, and community groups. Together, we play
Back here
it
for
forward.
inning number 6, the top of it as the Corvallis Knights trail the Victoria HarbourCats 6-2. Mason Shaw back to work for Victoria as he fires across strike 1 here to start out the top of the 6th inning. Shaw has been dazzling through 5, and he's in line for the win now with a 4-run lead to work with. Through those 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 walk, and the 2 runs, 1 of them earned, along with 8 strikeouts. So Shaw continues to pitch very well for the 3rd consecutive start, and he's put the HarbourCats in position to take the lead into the late innings if he can get through the top of the 6th here. 1-1 pitch. That one misses down and in. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to the center fielder, Chandler Anderson. 3, 4, and 5 in the order for the Corvallis Knights coming to the plate here in the top of the 6th. And the 1-2. Curveball just a little high. Hayden Jayco looked like he was just about ready to toss it around the diamond for the strikeout for out number 1, but ruled ball 2, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And the pitch. That one just a little low, and it's full 3-2. Anderson leading off the top of the 6th for Corvallis, and he's worked it full 3-2. This one is fouled high away over the right side, and it's still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Shaw would love to get through, and the HarbourCats would love to get him through one more inning here to set up the bullpen for the final 3 with a 4-run lead. This one is blooped out to shallow right center and will fall into no man's land for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Anderson will bring Austin Feist up to the plate. That's the 5th hit of the game for Corvallis. 6 runs on 8 hits and an error for Victoria on their side. The 2 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors for the Knights tonight. So Austin Feist digs in 1 for 2 with an RBI double. That came back in the top of the 4th. Runner goes for second. Jayco's throw down is a little high, and sliding in safely into second base is Chandler Anderson, who's now in scoring position with nobody out after the leadoff base hit. Pitch was in for a strike to Feist, so it's 0-1. We've talked a lot about the pitch count for the starter Cam Haskell for the Corvallis Knights. This will be the 78th pitch as it's thrown down to third and will get into left field. Now coming home is Anderson, and he will touch home plate to score. It's 6-3. So aggressive base running from Chandler Anderson pays off as he comes around the bases. Now a 6-3 ball game. Count 1-1 here to Austin Feist. That one up high, 2-1. Two and one. That one fouled back, and it's now 2-2. There's Harrison Spawn jumping out of the HarbourCats dugout to grab that foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Austin Feist, and the pitch from Shaw is lined up the middle, and it's right to the second baseman Rowdy Jordan, who throws out Feist for out number 1. So a good bounce back at bat here for Mason Shaw to get a routine ground out to second. That one run that came in to score on the throwing error by Hayden Jayco will not kill the HarbourCats here if Shaw is able to get through 2 more outs to take them to the bottom of the 6th with a 6-3 lead. So this will be Cody Hawken, the left fielder, in this game. Hawken 0 for 2. Still, though, despite the 0 for 2, hitting at .336. He's been really strong at the plate throughout this season for the Knights. There is a swinging strike 1. And the 0-1 now is cued off the end of the bat, foul, 0-2.
Once again, a big thanks to Adele, the cookie lady.
Bases empty, 1 away here in the top of inning number 6. A run in for the Knights to make it a 6-3 HarbourCats lead. This is Cody Hawken, the left fielder at the plate. And he's deep in the hole, 0-2. Mason Shaw trying to find one more good pitch to finish him off. And this one's lined into center, will get down for a base hit. Second hit in the inning for Corvallis, and Hawken, despite an 0-2 count, with a good approach, able to use the middle of the field. And 1 on and 1 out now for Corvallis here in the top of the 6th. About 2/3 of the field now covered by the shadows coming from the sun setting over the third base side. The floodlights in center field just now turning on. Still a good amount of daylight left, though, here on this Thursday evening from Victoria. This one's popped up into foul ground and will get out of play. Zach Taylor, the first baseman, taking his hacks here with 1 on and 1 out. Taylor 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout to his name tonight. And the 0-1 from Shaw is popped foul once again. This one a little further back into the seats. And once again, Mason Shaw is in command of the at-bat, ahead 0-2. Last time he was in this spot to Hawken. Left one over the plate. Hawken was able to stroke it into center for a base hit. He has a couple of pitches here. We can go out of the zone to try to get the chase from Taylor. And another foul ball, still 0-2. 3 straight foul balls off the bat of Zach Taylor, all over towards the first base side. So you did see a bit of a scurry for those last couple onto the concourse as the 0-2 is grounded right back to the mound. There is one at second, and that's all they'll get. A great pick by Rowdy Jordan on a low throw from Mason Shaw. As Shaw with a little tip of the cap back to second. He knows that could have been a lot worse, but they still do get the lead man. And I think this might be it for Shaw as he hands the ball off to Brian McRae. Another excellent start for Mason Shaw, the righty out of Yakima Valley College, as the HarbourCats go to the bullpen here in the top of the 6th. Runner at first with 2 down here in the top of inning number 6, and a new pitcher for the HarbourCats here is Justin Solt. He's 1-1 with a 4.40 ERA out of Lower Columbia College. 12 hits and 6 walks allowed, along with 7 strikeouts and 16 1/3 for him on the season. There's a big swing and a miss from the shortstop, Bo Phillip. Here on the first pitch he sees from Solt. No balls and 1 strike. And that one falls in for strike 2. Cody Hawken aboard at first with 2 away, and the 0-2 is in the dirt. Good block by Jayco. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bo Phillip tonight, a pair of punch-outs on his line, so he's looking to, at the very least, put something in play here in this at-bat. But he is behind, 1-2. And this one is fouled away, high down the right field line. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bullpen is quiet for the Knights. Remember, they did replace their starter, Cam Haskell, with Aaron Shoup to record the final out of the last inning. A little bit of movement for the HarbourCats in their pen, but no one up and throwing as of yet. As the 1-2 is fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes, still the count. We'll expect the HarbourCats to have Justin Solt, if he can get out of this 6th inning here with the 2 outs. Expect him to come back out to toss across multiple innings tonight in relief. He's done that pretty often with the HarbourCats this season. In fact, all but 1 of his appearances on the campaign have been multiple inning relief appearances. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Phillip. And a tapper foul, still 2-2. Sun continues to set here from the BC capital in Victoria. Very pleasant evening to come out to the ballpark as the HarbourCats have a 6-3 lead here in the top of inning number 6. Another foul by Phillip, and it's still 2-2. He's putting up a good battle in this at-bat with Justin Sold. Cody Hawkins still over there at first base, and the 2-2 from Solt to Phillip. Now before the pitch, a quick throw over. Check that, it's Taylor over there at first after Hawkins was washed out with that fielder's choice a moment ago. So Zach Taylor is the runner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the ground to third, and underneath the glove of Ober, the throw into second is laid. As Dustin Demeter had only one choice there, try to throw it the short way to second base. But I think that'll go down as a base hit here for Phillip, so he'll be 1 for 3. It is indeed a hit. And there's now 2 aboard. The tying run will come to the plate here in the form of Cole Hamilton, the catcher. And Hamilton tonight 1 for 2. Not just that last one, a bit of a seeing eye ground ball off the bat of Phillip that found the right spot of between the third baseman Ober and the shortstop Demeter. There's a strike right on the outer half on a fastball from Justin Sold, pitching to Cole Hamilton. Mentioned Hamilton tonight is 1 for 2. That raises the average for him to an even .333. He is now 15 for 45. This one rolled towards the hole, diving stop by Jordan. He couldn't come up with the throw, and in to score is Zach Taylor at 6-4. Another seeing eye ground ball does the job for the Knights, as that one was kept in front of Rowdy Jordan, but he just could not get the transfer down from his glove hand to his throwing arm to have a chance to toss it over to first. And the Knights have started to creep back into this game. It's now 6-4. They've evened up the hit tally as well, 8-8. The hits on both sides. There is strike 1 from Justin Sold to Brandon Beck, the third baseman and number 9 hitter for the Knights tonight. So Phillip now at second, Hamilton at first with 2 away, and the 0-1 from Sold. Just getting a small piece of it was Brandon Beck to run the count to 0-2. There is now a righty throwing for Victoria in their bullpen, so Solt, it's tough to fault him for the last 2 base hits. A couple of ground balls that weren't really hit particularly hard, but just found the right spots of the infield. 0-2, just misses, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fans starting to come alive here for the 1-2 pitch. And this one is chopped foul past third base. We'll do it again on 1-2. As mentioned, the HarbourCats are trying to snap a 6-game losing skid at the hands of the Knights head-to-head. They're still in a good spot here, up by 2 as we approach the late innings of this game. But they need Justin Solt to stop the bleeding right here with 2 on and 2 out. And before the 1-2 offering, he will step off and reset his feet on the rubber. One ball and 2 strikes. And strike 3 called on the inside corner to Brandon Beck. He's not happy with the call, but he's rung up on strikes to end the inning. 2 runs come across for the Knights here in the top of the 6th, but the HarbourCats still lead at 6-4 as we head to the bottom of the inning on Go Live Broadcasts.
Thanks very much, Dan. I'm here with Sam Wilson from Wilson's Group of Companies. And Sam, you've got John Wilson with something
Harvey, I need that back.
Campaign for help. Talk about that.
Let me show you why. Our growers, they select the beans, not as easy as it seems. This one's perfect, that one too. So many great beans to brew. Premium Arabica. Ship them off to Canada. Arrive at our roastery. Sorting, roasting every bean. Taste test each cup. Coffee masters give thumbs up. Handcraft fresh brew. Spreading joy is what we do. From bean to cup, that is how we brew it up.
Cool. How are you making donuts?
Appreciate the work you guys are doing in the Washington. I've got just great work you guys are doing. Thank you very, very much. The Camosun campaign for help, make sure to support us. Thank you very much. That's our Washington. Fans, tonight's attendance 1,468 over at the HarbourCats. Thank you for attending tonight's game. Leading off for your HarbourCats, the center fielder from Cal Baptist, number 23, Nick Playa.
Bottom of the 6th inning rolls in here at Wilson's Group Stadium, and it's a 2-run HarbourCat lead as the Corvallis Knights were able to plate 2 in the top half of the inning to make it now 6-4. Nick Playa leading things off as the top of the HarbourCats order will come up to hit. Playa 1 for 2 with a run scored and a walk tonight, and he strokes this one into right field. It'll get down for a base hit. 2-hit day for Playa as he will put on the brakes and head back to first. And he starts off the bottom of inning number 6 with a base hit to set the table once again. And Nick Playa has been doing an excellent job of that in the past couple of weeks. In the leadoff spot for Victoria, once again a multi-hit game. With that base hit, the average just continues to rise for him. It's now up to 293. So here is the right fielder, A.J. Lewis. Lewis 0 for 2 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts for him at the dish tonight. Showing bunt, and he pushes it foul down the first base side on the first pitch. Nothing in one here on Lewis at the plate. And the pitch from Aaron Shue. Before the pitch, another throw over to Playa. He has a dirty jersey because he was having to dive back in quite frequently the last time he reached base on a walk. Playa, though, still is going to take his lead, and we would not be surprised to see him run at some point in this at-bat. Nothing in one, here to Lewis. This one bounced to the plate. Lewis pulls back the bunt. Now the throw goes to second, and Playa is out. It was a delayed steal. I think Playa, once he saw the pitch bounce so far in front of the plate, and Lewis pulled back the bunt, he tried to break for second, but the throw beat him to the bag, and the leadoff base hit is wiped out now by Aaron Shue. So the bases are clear with one away now for Lewis in a 1-ball, 1-strike count. And that one's downstairs, 2-1. After Lewis, it'll be Dustin Demeter and then Hunter Vansoff. It gets to him here in the HarbourCats half of the 6th. 2-1 is outside and low. 3 balls, 1 strike. That one misses to Lewis, and it's ball 4. He'll trot down to first and replace Nick Playa over there. So 1-on-1 out now for Victoria. Demeter stepping back up to the plate to hit. Demeter tonight 0 for 2 with a walk. So you could say he is due for a hit with the past couple of games that he's had. He's been swinging a hot bat, homered in 2 straight games that he's played in. And Demeter, a tough left-on-left matchup here with the lefty on the mound, Aaron Shoup. Pulls one foul past first base, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike here to Dustin Demeter. And that one is a breaking ball in the dirt. Throw down to second base is going to tip off the glove of Bo Phillip, and that'll allow A.J. Lewis to slide in safely. Another little bit of a risk there by a base runner for the HarbourCats, but this time Lewis is able to advance to second. Throw actually looked like it did beat him there, but the shortstop covering, Bo Phillip, could not secure it in the glove. So A.J. Lewis is at second base. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Dustin Demeter. And the long look in from Aaron Shoup, who is now set at the belt for the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Demeter was a 2016 38th round choice of the Miami Marlins in the MLB draft. But he opted to go the college route instead and attend the University of Hawaii. His first 2 years have both been good ones at the plate. Hit .286 as a freshman and .279 as a sophomore. And the 1-2 pitch to Demeter is on the way from Shoup. And that is going to be a strike 3 called as Demeter is rung up by home plate umpire Chet Massey.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
So it'll bring Hunter Vansaw, the DH, back to the plate. Vansaw came up in this exact spot in the first and singled home Nick Playa with a 2-out RBI base hit. HarbourCats would love for him to get another one to get a little more breathing room after the 2 runs that came across in the top half of this inning on the Corvallis side. Breaking ball running away from Demeter on the first pitch from Shoup, and it's 1-0. Another left-on-left matchup here with Vansaw, a lefty, at the plate. Lewis takes his lead off of second, and the 1-0 pitch. And that one is in there at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. If Vansaw is able to reach here for the HarbourCats with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th, it'll be Blake Wagenseller to come back up to hit. And the 1-1 pitch. That one misses a little low, and it's 2-1. Vansaw and Rowdy Jordan, the 2 Mississippi State Bulldogs, both in the lineup tonight for Brian McRae's club. And now the 2-1 pitch from Shoup to Vansaw. Another slider, it looked like, that was running away, and a good disciplined take. Vansaw not biting on that slider. It's not an easy pitch to lay off as a left-handed hitter. But Vansaw has worked his way into a 3-1 count here with A.J. Lewis at second base and 2 gone. Slow tapper back to the mound. Shoup will field it, and he tosses it down to first base to retire the side. HarbourCats threaten, but are held off the board here in the 6th, and we head to the late innings here at Wilsons Group Stadium. HarbourCats still lead it 6-4.
Fans, if you turn your attention to the field once again, we're back with the Midlife Fitness Bubble Wall contest. Today we have Nina and Joe. Knock over the other one's post before Hopefully running into each other at top speed. On your marks, get set, go!
Fatality!
Not taking any of these roughhouses. There's your winner. Fans bring today's ticket stub to the Corvallis Casino Victoria receive your free $5 gift. While there, enjoy the expanded gaming floor, which includes almost 800 slot machines, 26 tables,
Good catch up there, Lawrence. We got that catch on broadcast yet.
Four delicious dining options. Your catch is show in the Platinum Room. Elements Casino Victoria, it's all here. Thank you to the commissioners for providing security for all Victoria HarbourCats games. Leading on for the night, second baseman number 7, Chandler Stevens.
Seventh inning rolls in here at Wilson's Group Stadium, and it's the top of the Corvallis order that is due up to hit here in the inning, with Chad Stevens leading things off. Golden opportunity here for Corvallis, who scored 2 in the last inning, the top of the 6th, to try to chip away further at the deficit. They've kind of hung around in this game all throughout. The HarbourCats jumped ahead 4-1 in the second, and then made it 6-2 in the 5th, as it shot foul hard over towards the seats, past the HarbourCats dugout, towards the first base side. 1-2 the count on Stevens. But that Cade Brown 2-run double in the 5th inning made it 6-2. Knights answered back with 2 runs in the top of the 6th to make it now 6-4, and Rowdy Jordan can't come up with it at second base. That should be an error, I believe, on Jordan to start out here the top of the 7th inning. And this Knights team is just too good. You cannot give them those extra outs. HarbourCats now have made 3 errors in this game, if that is ruled an error. And indeed it is, confirmed on the scoreboard as an E4. Pinch hitter here, Sam Olsen for Corvallis. He will hit in the DH spot for Briley Knight. Corvallis once again bringing the tying run back up to the plate. Down by 2 with their leadoff man Chad Stevens aboard at first. And Stevens is a guy who isn't afraid to run over there. Good speed for him, so something to be mindful of for Justin Solt on the mound. There is a strike to Olsen on the first pitch fastball from Justin Solt. Olsen also appeared as a pinch hitter in last night's contest, but he struck out in his one at bat, and now he takes strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. A couple of fastballs fired in, that last one at the knees of Olsen, as Solt tries to put an end to the Corvallis rally here, as he gets another fastball by Sam Olsen, make that for out number 1. And in that last at bat, Solt kept it pretty simple, came at him with 3 fastballs and got him all by him for the punch out. So 1 on, 1 out now for the Corvallis Knights, with Chandler Anderson coming up to hit. Anderson with a line drive into center will get down for a base hit. Stevens will stop at second as the throw comes back into second base. Anderson with his 3rd hit of the day. He's now 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Productive day for him. And Once again, the Knights are threatening with Austin Feist, who has already doubled in a run in this game, coming up to hit. With that 3-for-3 day now for Chandler Anderson, he raises the average to 349 for him. So he has been a guy that, of late, in particular, has been swinging a very hot bat. He singled in a run last night and cashed in a run as well tonight with a sac fly in the first inning to go along with 3 hits. So it's Anderson at first and Stevens at second. The 0-1 pitch to Feist is just missing and no swing, says the umpire at second base, John Hollid. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Both bullpens are up and working down the right and left field lines. And the 1-1 on the ground could be 2. Jordan to second for 1, Demeter to first, and that's a double play. 4-6-3, the HarbourCats roll it up, and that's the inning. Time to stretch here at Wilsons Group Stadium. It's a 2-run Victoria lead, 6-4.
Tonight, Harbour. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's good. We're good for the HarbourCats. If they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause it's 1, 2. Alright fans, you know the drill. I'm looking for my best dancers. I got 2 gift certificates at Jackson's Ice Cream Truck. That's what I'm talking about. Free ice cream for good dancing. Let's see ya. Keep it going. Tight race here. Coming down to the wire. I'm looking for endurance. Leading off for your HarbourCats, the left fielder from Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, number 51, Blake Wagon Seller.
On to the bottom half of inning number 7. HarbourCats lead the Corvallis Knights 6-4 as we are playing in the late innings of this game. Victoria trying to snap a 6-game losing skid head-to-head against the Knights with a win tonight. That one, the losing streak dates back to last season in the West Coast League Championship Series, as we talked about a little earlier in the telecast. HarbourCats won game 1 of that series in walk-off fashion right here at Wilsons Group Stadium, but dropped games 2 and 3 in Corvallis, and then were swept by the Knights earlier this summer here in the 2018 schedule, and then dropped game 1 last night in the series here in Victoria. So HarbourCats will be wanting to get off the schneid against these Knights here with a win tonight. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Blake Wagonseller from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Wagonseller in this game tonight for the HarbourCats is 0 for 3 with a run scored. Takes a strike there to even the count at 2-2. This is a new pitcher as well in from the Corvallis bullpen to start the bottom of the 7th. Lewis Crow, the 6'3", 190-pound right-hander from Buena Park, California, and the University of San Diego. Wagon Seller pops one foul over towards first base and back into the seats. On the season, Crow is 1-3 with a 6.35 ERA. He's allowed 19 hits, 12 walks, and has struck out 13 in an even 17 innings of work. Does have one save as well to his name on the campaign. 2-2 is a fastball well outside, and it's full 3-2. Full count here to Blake Wagon Seller, leading off the home half of the 7th. And a swing and a miss. He got the fastball by him, in on the hands, and that'll be out number 1. So Wagon Seller is retired. This will be Ryan Ober, the third baseman. Ober tonight 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. Ober has been productive with the bat in his hands in the short time he's been with the HarbourCats since joining them from Oregon State, and their run to the West Coast, or the College World Series Championship. Ober takes a breaking ball from Lewis Crow in for strike 1. Nothing in 1. And this one's driven well in the air, deep left center field, and you can forget about it. It's gone. Ryan Ober will touch him all on the solo home run, and that'll give the HarbourCats a little insurance. It's 7-4. First homer of the summer for Ober, and the HarbourCats are out of the dugout to greet him as he touches home plate. That could be a big run in this game as the HarbourCats try to add to their 2-run cushion, now make it 3-run cushion. And Cade Brown, who doubled in a pair his last time up, or make that his second last time up in the 5th inning, will step back up to the plate. No, that was indeed his last time up to the plate as Brown flies one to center left field, and this ball will drop in for a hit. That one was just a weak little pop-up, but it fell in down the left field line in front of Cody Hawkin in left. So a couple of hits in quick succession for the HarbourCats. The long ball by Ryan Ober, and now a blue base hit for Brown to give Cade Brown a 3-hit day. And it's Hayden Jayco now, who's 2 for 2. So this spot in the order has been very good tonight for the HarbourCats, with Ober in the number 6 spot, Brown 7th, 3 for 4 with a run scored and 2 runs driven in, and Hayden Jayco 2 for 2 with a run, an RBI, and a walk. So it's Brown now over there at first. 1 gone in the inning, and the 1-0 pitch is up and in. 2 balls and no strikes on Jayco. Now 2 balls and no strikes, and a fastball outside. It's 3-0. Hayden Jayco is a returning HarbourCat. He played also for Victoria in 2016. This year with the HarbourCats, he's been primarily a catcher, but he's also pitched in a couple of games, and he has 2 wins to his name on the season. Seems to be the good luck charm in extra innings when the HarbourCats have been in need of an arm. Jayco's come in and pitched well, as this time he'll draw a walk at the plate. That pushes Cade Brown up to second base, and there are 2 on with 1 away for Rowdy Jordan. Jordan tonight 0 for 3 with an RBI groundout. HarbourCats now as a team, 7 runs on 11 hits and 2 errors. The Knights with 4 on 9 hits and 1 error. First pitch to Jordan is a fastball inside, 1-0. We talked about that home run by Ryan Ober being a big run for the HarbourCats to make it a 3-run game, but still a chance to retake an even bigger lead here in the 7th as Jordan lines one into right. That'll get down for a base hit. Getting the wave around, and now a late stop sign for Cade Brown, and the bases will be loaded here with 1 out. That was a late stop sign put up by Jason Leone, the third base coach. Cade Brown, who does not run particularly well, was chugging around third base. Throw was up the line towards first a little bit, so had Brown continued on, he might have had a chance to score. But had the throw been on line, he would have been out, I think, by a mile. So a good decision by Leone to hold him up. And the red-hot Nick Playa will step back in, 2 for 3. And Playa is a guy who normally is tasked with setting the table for the HarbourCats in the leadoff spot. This time he comes up with the bases full and 1 out. And the first pitch from Lewis Crow to Playa is outside, 1-0. Rowdy Jordan now on the board with a base hit, make him 1 for 4. 12 hits as a team now for the HarbourCats tonight. And the count is 1-0. Swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. For the HarbourCats, Cade Brown at third, Hayden Jayco at second, Rowdy Jordan at first, here with 1 away in the bottom of inning number 7. And the count is 1-1 on Nick Playa. And that's a good breaking ball from Crow to move himself ahead in the count, 1-2. So Playa now trying to shorten up and put something in play here. Still a chance if he can loft one deep enough to the outfield to get a run in for Victoria. Not necessarily needing a hit. One ball, 2 strikes, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. Lewis Crow reared back for a little extra and got the gas by Playa for out number 2. So the bases are still loaded now with 2 outs for A.J. Lewis. A couple of walks and a couple of strikeouts for Lewis in his 4 plate appearances tonight. Overall on the season, Lewis in limited at-bats has 3 runs driven in. And the first pitch to him is well outside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. Big spot in the game for Lewis and the HarbourCats, trying to find a big 2-out base hit with the bases full to put some more distance between themselves and the Knights. Breaking ball just runs outside, missing that outer half of the plate, and it's 2-0. Pressure now starts to mount on the mound for Lewis Crow. Nowhere to put Lewis, and the Knights can ill afford another run coming across with the 3-run deficit. Here now the 2-0 pitch, and Lewis slices one foul high over the first base side. It's 2-1. Still the base runners for the HarbourCats. Jordan at first, Jayco at second, Brown at third. Two balls and 1 strike, and that one comes inside and will hit Lewis right on the back. A painful RBI for him, but nonetheless the HarbourCats will add to their lead. It's now 8-4 as Cade Brown comes in from third. And A.J. Lewis is still walking that one off over there at first base. no chance for him to get out of the way of that one. It was right at him in the midsection. It looked like it caught him right in the lower back. And so everyone moves up station to station. Lewis now at first, Jordan at second, Jayco at third, as Cade Brown comes in, and Dustin Demeter will get another chance to hit. He's 0 for 3 to this point. And with home runs in each of his last 2 starts for the HarbourCats, actually not necessarily just the last 2 games he's played in, because his last one came yesterday as a pinch hitter. There's a grounder foul over to Hunter Vansaw waiting on deck. 0-1 to Dustin Demeter. Timeout now called at home plate. Demeter steps out and is granted time by Chet Massey. Now 8-4, the HarbourCats in the lead here with 2 in the bottom of inning number 7 to answer back the 2 the Knights scored in the top of the 6th. 0-1 is a strike, 0-2. Perhaps a little bit of leeway given on that outside corner there by Chet Massey, but it's ruled strike 2. Bases full with 2 outs here to Dustin Demeter. And that one is fouled away over the left side. Still 0-2. Big spot here for Dustin Demeter, trying to come up with a 2-out, 2-strike knock to extend the lead and put some distance between the HarbourCats and the Knights. 1-2 in the dirt. Good block by Cole Hamilton, and it's 2-2. Check that. 1-2 is the count on Demeter. Scoreboard says 2-2, but it's a 1-2 count. And actually, I think the umpires aren't sure themselves. I thought it was a 1-2 count. Scoreboard shows 2-2, as the 2 umpires will convene, Chet Massey and John Hollett, to discuss the count. Now the home plate umpire, Chad Massey, pointing up to the press box to see if they know the count. The scoreboard here at Wilson's Group Stadium shows that it's a 2-2 count. Brooke Knight wants an explanation here, as the 2 umpires will now meet again. So it's either 1-2 or 2-2. Troy Birtwhistle is down from his first base coach's box for the HarbourCats to chime in, as the umpires meet once again to go back through their minds what they think the count is. For what it's worth, I thought it's 1-2. Scoreboard says it's 2-2, and the umpires are still deliberating here of what they're going to make the count. So they're going to say it's 1-2. Now Brian McRae wants to have a chat. So this little break here before the either 1-2 or 2-2 pitch to Dustin Demeter. Also a break for the righty on the mound, Lewis Crow, who was trying to work his way through this bottom of the 7th inning. Crow already with 2 runs allowed in the frame on 3 hits and a walk. So the final decision is 1-2, and I think that's right. So after all that, we'll continue the at-bat here with Demeter at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes on him. And the pitch from Lewis Crow. And that's going to be strike 3 called to end the inning. So Demeter is down looking to end it, but the HarbourCats strike for 2 in the bottom of the 7th, and they have a 8-4 lead as we head to inning number 8.
And it's time for the Dizzy Bat contest. Today we have Kayla and Brett. They're going to spin around a bunch of times. Then race down the first baseline and high five Harvey, who will be jumping on a trampoline, because this is awesome. Fighter marks, get set, spin. Dizzy Bat is brought to you by the Flying Squirrel. Look at your program on page 27 for 30 minutes of free jump time on the Flying Squirrel. Flying Squirrel Indoor Trampoline Park. Located on Viewfield Road. All right, fans, it is the end of the 7th inning. Hello, Catherine. Have you been enjoying the game? And what did I say you'd win? I didn't say what you'd win. How do you win? If the HarbourCats are winning at the end of the 7th inning, are they winning at the end of the 7th inning? Then you win the bigger prize package, which includes from Waffle Beast, 2 free donaires and waffles, 2 ghostly walking tours, a pass for 2 to the Victoria Bug Zoo, and 2 tickets to an upcoming HarbourCats home game. Congratulations, Catherine, and thanks for believing. Now pitching for your HarbourCats, from Georgia Southern, number 12, Lawson Humphreys. Leading off for the ninth, left fielder number 30, Cody Hawkins.
On to inning number 8 here at Wilson's Group Stadium, an 8-4 lead for the Victoria HarbourCats over the Corvallis Knights here in the middle game of this 3-game set, the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday series. And a new pitcher here for the HarbourCats to start out the top of the 8th inning, Lawson Humphreys from Georgia Southern, stands at 5'10", 195 pounds. And on the season, he's been a reliable late inning man for the HarbourCats and Brian McRae. 1-0 with a 3.55 ERA. He's allowed 14 hits and 3 walks with 11 strikeouts in 12 2/3. And he fires across strike 1 to Cody Hawkins here to start out the top of the 8th. 5, 6, and 7 for Victoria here, or for Corvallis rather, here in the top of the 8th. There's a half-hearted hack by Hawkin, and it's 0-2. Hawkin, Taylor, and Phillip will hit here in this inning. After a deflating bottom of the 7th from the Corvallis point of view, they felt that they were right in this game, down 6-4, but 8-4 feels like a much bigger deficit to try to come back from. A close pitch there from Humphreys, but it missed for 1 and 2. Has been a defensive replacement in right field. Dustin Miller has entered the game. Another one around the zone, but just missing low from Humphreys. It's 2 and 2. We did see AJ Lewis get hit fairly hard with a pitch in the last half inning, as this one's hit hard on the ground to second. Nicely stabbed by Rowdy Jordan, and the throw to first is there for out number 1. That was not an easy hop. It was right at him, and he had to take it off the short hop as Jordan makes the play. Hawkin retired, and a good start to the 8th inning for Lawson Humphreys. Just back to the switch in right field. We did see A.J. Lewis get plunked in the last half inning, and it looked as though initially he was in a bit of pain. He stayed in to run the bases, so we're not sure if he's being lifted due to that, or if it's just strictly a defensive change for Brian McRae, or maybe just a bit of both. The fact that Lewis is not a guy who has played right field a whole lot this summer for the HarbourCats. Dustin Miller, much more natural outfielder. Lewis, a utility guy who can play all over the place. He's caught a handful of games this summer for the HarbourCats. 0-2, and this one's drilled down the left field line, and it is off the wall. Blake Wagenseller will dig it out in left, and that's going to be a double here for Zach Taylor with one away. And Taylor sees his offer go by the wayside. He's now 1 for 3. So two fairly sharply hit balls off of Lawson Humphreys here to start this 8th inning. The one to second base was right at Rowdy Jordan, and he made a nice play on it to get Cody Hawkin. This one off the bat of Taylor was a rocket all the way to the wall in left field. So it's going to be Bo Phillip, the shortstop, as he pops it foul on the first pitch from Humphreys. 0-1. Phillip trying to knock in Taylor from second now as the Knights once again try to dig out of this hole. They've been playing from behind all night long, and they've come close on a couple of occasions. They were down 4-2, came within the 2 runs there, and also came within 2 at 6-4. But the HarbourCats added 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning to make it 8-4, and now Humphreys has a bit of a bigger lead and a cushion to work with here. And he's ahead of Bo Phillip, no balls and 2 strikes. High chopper past the mound to short, takes an awful bounce into center field, and that will allow Zach Taylor to come in to score. That one just nicked off the lip of the infield grass and changed direction, took a right turn away from Dustin Demeter and into center field. So Phillip will take it. He gets himself an RBI single, and it's now an 8-5 ball game. And Cole Hamilton, the catcher now, will step up to the plate to hit. Showing bunt, he puts it down in behind home plate, 0-1. Hamilton 2 for 3 tonight with an RBI. Average for him up to 348 now with the 2-hit day. No balls and a strike. And this one is hit right to third for Ober. The cross to first, double play. And that'll end the top of the 8th inning. Knights do get 1, but the HarbourCats retain a 3-run lead as we head to the bottom half of the inning.
For $692.25, it is a green ticket. 0, 1, 8, 7, 9, 018792. Head to the 50/50 table to claim your prize. I can't hear you. I think you guys can do better than that. All right, one more chance, as loud as you can go. Let him hear you all the way down in Corvallis. WCL right there. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Leading off for your HarbourCats, the designated hitter from Mississippi State, number 26, Hunter Vansaw.
Bottom of the 8th inning here at Wilson's Group Stadium, and the middle third of the order for the HarbourCats due up to hit. Hunter Vansaw, the DH first, followed by Blake Wagenseller and Ryan Ober.
Yeah, that's always
One more chance to add on before the top of the 9th for Victoria, as they hold a 3-run lead now, 8-5. 2-0 is the count here on Vansaw. Another new pitcher for Corvallis here to work the bottom of the 8th. It's Dennis Boatman, the 6'5", 215-pound right-hander from UCLA. There's a big swing and a miss there by Vansaw, and it's 2-1. Also, Boatman, a native of Roseville, California. And that's a strike right on the outside corner. Boatman given a little bit of room out there on that outside part of the plate, although we've seen that pitch a couple of times tonight be called a strike by Chet Massey, and ultimately consistency is all you can really ask for from umpires. That one is down low. It's full 3-2. Walks have been an issue for Boatman this season. They really plagued him. 13 free passes that he has allowed in 10 innings of work. And that one is down and into Vansaw, ball 4. So here now is Wagenseller with the runner at first base, Hunter Vansaw, nobody out. Again, the HarbourCats do have a chance to add on some more runs before the top of the 9th inning. As it stands right now, it would be a save chance for whoever gets the call. There is a righty throwing in the bullpen for Victoria. But if the HarbourCats can get another run to make it a 4-run lead, it would not be a save opportunity any longer. Wagenseller took ball 1 from Dennis Boatman, and now the 1-0 pitch. That one a fastball up high for 2-0. So we talked about the walks at times being an issue for Boatman, and he hasn't been able to really find the strike zone as of yet since entering from the Corvallis bullpen. 1-1 pitch is low, and it's 2-1. Another bit of confusion with the count here as the pitch is in for a strike. Believe it's 3-1, and it is in fact a 3-1 count as confirmed by Chet Massey. So a good hitter's count here for Wagenseller, and he'll take it for ball 4 once again. Another walk issued by Boatman, and there's 2 on with nobody out. And here comes Ryan Ober back up to the plate to hit, and we know what he did his last time. Homer to left center field, and it cleared the wall by some distance, I think, that ball by Ober. He put a jolt into it. Now he hits with 2 on and nobody out. As I think the HarbourCats smell blood in the water here in the bottom of the 8th inning on a pitcher, Dennis Boatman, who has struggled to locate the zone here since coming in relief. First and foremost, though, I think Ober will have to make Boatman prove to him that he can throw him a strike consistently, but if he does, chance for Ober to do some more damage with the bat. This ball is hit in the air deep to left field. Looking up is Hawken, and it's gone. Another homer for Ryan Ober. This one's a 3-run shot. And the HarbourCats have blown it open. Here in the 8th, it's 11-5. Have a day, Ryan Ober. 2 home runs and 4 RBIs for him. As the HarbourCats once again out of the dugout to greet the third baseman from Oregon State, who has left the yard once again here in the 8th inning. Well, a couple of walks and a blast to left field by Ryan Ober have seen the HarbourCats surge ahead of the Knights here in the 8th inning. It's now a 6-run lead, 11-5, as Cade Brown comes up empty on the swing. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a strike as well, 1-2. Brown has also had a productive day. 3 hits, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. The HarbourCats have had a lot of guys really who have been dialed in at the plate tonight. 11 runs on 13 hits now, 5 runs on 11 hits for Corvallis in this game. And the 2-2 is a fastball high, 3-2. Still nobody out in the inning. Another 3-2 count here for Dennis Boatman as he tries to avoid his 3rd walk of the inning. Brown with a high pop up into foul ground. This one will get out of play.
Calculated brought to you by Stimson CPA, also this accounting firm with ease of monthly payments.
Count remains full here, 3-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Boatman able to get Brown swinging for out number 1 as he wins the battle on 3-2.
Now batting, the catcher from Indiana State, number 55.
That'll bring Hayden Jayco back up to the plate, and he's been on base 4 times in this game, 2 for 2 with a RBI, a run scored, and a couple of walks as well. And Jayco with a foul high away into the seats down the right field line on the first pitch from Boatman. Jayco out of Indiana State. He's a native of Coquitlam, BC. And he had a productive junior year this past season with the Sycamores, hitting .333 and 42 at-bats. 1 ball and 1 strike here with the bases clear and 1 away. And Jayco takes up high, 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch is in there at the knees, and the count is even, 2-2. Now the fastball runs away from Jayco outside. It's full once again, 3-2. Boatman working quickly on the mound for the Knights as he fires the payoff pitch, and it's low for another walk. That's free pass number 3 now in the inning, and it's 1 on and 1 out as Jayco has now been aboard 5 times in this game, 3 walks and a couple of hits.
Number 3, Rowdy Jordan.
So now it's Rowdy Jordan, who singled his last time up, also drove in a run on an RBI ground out. Jordan with a big cut and comes up empty, 0-1. No balls and a strike, and a foul back there by Rowdy Jordan, 0-2. Coming up on 9:30 local time here in Victoria. Sun is almost now completely set, not much daylight left, and the floodlights out in the outfield have taken over here as we play the bottom of the 8th inning. No balls and 2 strikes, and a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Jordan will head back to the dugout, not trying to run down to first. Actually, he couldn't with the runner over there at first, Hayden Jayco.
Center fielder from Cal Baptist, number 23, Nick
So 2 away now for Nick Playa, and Playa too has had a good day. 2 hits, including a run scored as well, also a walk. As Playa has really seen with the hot bat he's been swinging the last 2 weeks or so, he's really been seeing that batting average surge upwards, and it continues to do so with the 2-for-4 night tonight. Playa took ball 1 from Dennis Boatman, and now the 1-0 pitch. That one low, 2-0. Hayden Jayco still over there at first base for the HarbourCats, as Boatman wants to go through the signs once again with his catcher, Cole Hamilton. Now the 2-0 is lifted in the air down the right field line. Long run for Feist, and it'll fall in, but it's a foul ball. So 2-1 now the count on Nick Playa, as Jayco will head over back to first base. It's a long strike 1. Dustin Miller is on deck. He would be next if Playa can reach base to keep the 8th inning going. Miller came in defensively to replace A.J. Lewis in right field earlier in the game, but has yet to take his swings at the plate. Still a good hitter's count here for Playa, 2-1. And that's a strike, and that's actually strike 3 called, although, now some more trouble with the count. It's been one of those days. It's 2-2. Playa, when he got rung up, pointed back with 2 fingers saying that's strike 2, and the umpire immediately said, oh wait, you're right. So it's now 2-2. And the pitch. High breaking ball upstairs, 3-2. Not the finest night at the park for those keeping track of the count, along with the home plate umpire, Chet Massey. That one is inside on the fastball, and it's another walk. And we talked about it right when Boatman came in, that walks had been a problem for him, and that's the 4th batter now that has reached base via the base on balls in this inning.
I'll tell you about it in a second.
And now Boatman will receive a mound visit here. We'll see if this is it for him or if it's just going to be a chat. HarbourCats with 2 on base now. Playa at first, Jayco at second. Looks like it will just be a pep talk from Ed Neggs, the pitching coach. Dustin Miller will get a chance to swing the bat here for his first trip to the plate tonight. And the HarbourCats fans here in attendance on this Thursday night have liked what they've seen. The ones who stuck around here for the big blast by Ryan Ober in the bottom of the 8th inning, a 3-run shot to make it 11-5.
Pitching for your HarbourCats from Chico State, number 39, Dustin Miller.
So 2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dennis Boatman still out there trying to find the 3rd out of the frame. And Dustin Miller will take one, just missing for ball 1. Miller this season hitting at .203 with 2 homers and 13 RBIs. Again, it's Jayco at second, Nick Playa at first. And the 1-0 is a strike, 1-1. Not sure if Miller agrees with that call. I think he was thinking to himself that I just saw that pitch and it was called a ball, but another one borderline. This one is given to Dennis Boatman, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Now a check swing, and it's low, 2-1. Righty throwing in the bullpen for the Knights, but I think Brooke Knight would be reluctant to bring someone else in. He wants to save as much as he can the rest of the bullpen here, as it misses down and away, not close for 3-1. But the Knights, I think, looking to save the rest of their bullpen for the finale of the series tomorrow night in what will very likely be a rubber game between these two. This one is bounced up the middle, fielded at second base. The throw goes to first, and everybody's safe. That was a bit of an awkward bouncing ball up the middle. Trying to initially step on the bag with it was Chad Stevens. Could not get the out there, and by the time he threw it over to first, could not get the out at first either. That'll do it here for Dennis Boatman. New arm is coming in to try to record the final out of the 8th.
Very angry indeed. Now batting, the shortstop from the University of Hawaii, number 10, Dustin Demeter.
Bases loaded, 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dustin Demeter, the hitter, and he pops up the first pitch on the infield. Who's it going to be? It's the shortstop, Bo Phillip, backpedaling to make the catch, and that will retire the side. On to the 9th we go. HarbourCats up by 6, looking for 3 more outs to close this one out tonight on Go Live Broadcast.
This 9th inning is brought to you by Highland Pacific Golf, Victoria's friendliest public golf course. Fans, a very special welcome to Marilyn and Kevin Vansaw in attendance tonight to see their son Hunter play. Great to have you here. Thanks for sending us your boy again. And a happy 36th birthday to Lindsay Russell. Happy birthday, Lindsay.
BCLC is proud to be a part of communities across BC. From entertainment and great prizes to jobs and support for the tourism industry, the benefits of our business are province-wide. Every year, our players generate more than $1 billion for the province of BC, which is used to support healthcare, education, and community groups. Together, we play it forward.
Leading off for the ninth.
Top of the ninth we go, and Tyler Yoshihara is on for the HarbourCats to try to get 3 more outs and wrap this one up. When he was warming up in the bullpen in the last inning, he thought that he might have a save chance, but the 3-run homer from Ryan Ober has changed that, as this one is hit to short, and the throw dug out at first by Cade Brown. There from Dustin Demeter, and there's one away. Yoshihara, fresh off his all-star appearance for the HarbourCats down in Port Angeles, comes in 3-0 with a 0.98 ERA, also has 3 saves on the season. And he has been very good, to say the least, in the late innings for Victoria. 7 hits and 9 walks allowed with 20 strikeouts in 18 1/3 innings of work. This is his 11th appearance of the summer. Breaking ball, trying to come back to the inside corner, and he missed just inside to Chad Stevens. Nothing, and make that 1-1 the count. Now the 1-1 pitch is low, 2-1. There's a foul back by Stevens. Count evens up at 2-2. Chance to look around the West Coast League tonight. Some finals to tell you about. Down in Walla Walla, the Bellingham Bells on top of the Walla Walla Sweets 4-2. There's a swing and a miss by Stevens, and there are 2 away. Down in Wenatchee, the Portland Pickles 5-3 winners over the Apple Sox. The Yakima Valley Pippins defeated the Port Angeles Lefties 9-2 in Yakima tonight. And so just one more out here for Tyler Yoshihara and the HarbourCats to bounce back and even the series at 1-1, put an end to that 6-game head-to-head losing streak against these Corvallis Knights. Now the 1-0 pitch is into center field. Nick Playa coming on, and he's not going to get there. It falls in for a base hit. That was Ben McKay pinch hitting and able to reach base to keep the game going for now. So that'll bring up Chandler Anderson, the center fielder, and he's had a productive day at the plate for the Knights. Anderson 3 for 3 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. McKay now aboard at first with 2 away. That first pitch to Anderson missed. 1 ball and no strikes. This one is popped up on the infield. Cade Brown giving it a look. Rowdy Jordan will call him off, and that's the ball game. A big bounce back win for the HarbourCats here in Game 2 of this series. They take it 11-5, as a number of HarbourCats hitters had big days at the plate, but none bigger than Ryan Ober, who had those 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, and a 4 for 5 day for Ober here for the HarbourCats to get them back in the win column as they improve to 5-6 in the second half. We'll set up for the rubber match tomorrow night in this series on Fireworks Night at Wilson's Group Stadium. HarbourCats and the Knights will both have the chance to go for the series win, and the last time that they will see each other in the regular season, at least this season. Thanks for tuning in tonight on Go Live Broadcasts. For Chris Jaycox, the producer in the truck, my name is Mike Edwards, saying so long from Victoria.